milkcratemarauder.
Shut up, bitch nigga! Come over here, you'll get knocked out butt naked.
Yeah, leave it there. And let me ask you this. Do you think
Milk Crate
is roaming around the White House tonight trying to find a meatloaf to warm himself up on?
I don't think that
Marauder
is eating meatloaf.
Who the hell are they? They're only from Georgia. Oh, let me tell you something. I am so sick of Washington and all its works and all them politicians down there and them congressmen and the congressmen. Boy, I'll bet you won't find none of them congressmen turning down their electric blankets tonight. Which if they did, their secretaries would get up and go home. Oh, readers, the Democrats is doing the whole... The Democrats, and you put them in there. That's the face you had on you when you come back in the polls. Well, the Democrats' way of running this country is to go tell us all how we ought to make sacrifices. God, they're great on that stuff. But they're all going to have us over the hill to the poorhouse. We ain't going to be able to drive over there because we ain't got no gas, so we're going to have to walk it.
The Reader's Digest says walking is very good for you.
Oh, ain't that lovely? The Reader's Digest can always put a little joy into poverty. Listen, my whole point is this whole thing with the energy and everything. This is all a conspiracy. You know that? It's a conspiracy there. Listen, for years, all our lives, they've been telling us to go out and buy stuff that use energy. You know, all electrical stuff. They got electric toasters, electric ovens, electric stove, electric stereo, electric TV, electric race, electric hair blower, electric knives, electric every damn thing. Not to mention the cars. And now, after all the big corporations there make the billions and billions of dollars worth of profits, signals, wham, they're changed. And after telling us for years that we can't live without this junk, now they tell us that we gotta live without it. The country is going straight into the dumper.
Amen to that shit.
Right, who is next, Robin?
Well, Howard, this is a man who sort of just barged into your hotel room a couple of months ago. And, you know, that's not so nice to do, even if he owns the hotel. You were at the plaza, and who owns it? Donald Trump.
All right, Donald Trump. Yeah, Donald Trump. Get out of here. Get out of town. That's wild. King of all women.
Oh.
Donald Trump. There he is. And as a matter of fact, do not shake Donald Trump's hand because he has germ phobia. I learned that on my...
Is that right? I shouldn't shake your hand?
That's right. He's more afraid of germs than I am.
Really?
Yeah, he's got it worse than I do.
Oh, I'm shocked.
Do you do any, like, weird... Donald, do you do any weird rituals or anything with your...
Well, I do a lot of hand washing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, every time somebody comes up, I always love when I'm out to dinner and finally you sit down, you wash the hands, you get there, and you sneak in, then somebody comes up to the table.
And shakes your hand.
Who doesn't look so great?
Right.
And start shaking your hand all over the place.
By the way, if you notice, when Donald Trump hit the room, he had $500 bills hanging out of his pants. That's how he attracts the women. We discussed that. I interviewed Donald on Friday during my television show.
Is that right?
And I'll tell you this, I won't tell you what I found, but I reached into his pocket, took out his wallet to count the money in it.
How much does he carry?
I am not going to tell you that. You have to tune into the show. It's a little teaser.
Tease,
Because if I tell it, it'll ruin it. You know
That
what I
was
mean?
a wild show. He did a great job, but I did no talking.
No.
The entire show.
That's the best way to do an interview with Howard.
But Donald Trump is an exciting man. More importantly, not only is he a multi-millionaire, possibly now a billionaire again, right?
Well, we're doing well. Things have been great.
It's only
the
up swing
casinos have
again.
been doing fantastic.
The casinos have been doing real well. But more importantly, we went through his whole sexual history, and it's quite impressive.
Well, you know what? I was just reading the tabloids this weekend.
Go ahead.
Uh-oh, not another one.
And one tabloid said that Donald did it again. He dumped one woman for another one on the slopes of Aspen or something.
What goes on in that Aspen? I got to go there with you.
Not again.
Let me ask you, if I was single, would you take me to Aspen with you? So
You can go anytime you want. You would take Aspen apart.
I really would.
This would be a wild thing.
Because Donald asked me during the commercials of the TV show, and I don't think he minds me saying this, He says to me, so you don't get it on with anybody? I mean, you don't. I said, yeah.
No, not even his wife.
I said, I'm really faithful to my wife. He goes, you're kidding? Really?
What a nut.
He said, what's that all about?
I can say to Howard's wife, that's true. I mean, he did say that to me.
I really,
Yeah.
It's great.
I knew, I am faithful. And he said, well, what about the temptation? I go, yeah, it's pretty rough. Because an ugly guy like me to have all these women coming on to me, it's very tempting. It really
There
is.
are two Howard Sterns. There's this one that we see now.
Yeah.
There's the wilder one that I saw on Friday. I mean, this man was a wilder. And then there's the real Howard.
So I'm talking to Donald Trump. And I said to him, I can't believe that people actually go to Aspen to ski. And he says they don't. They just go up there to have sex. Right?
Well, there's a lot of things going on in Aspen. There's no question about it.
So did you dump one girl and take another girl to the party?
I don't know what article. Which one of the tabloids was this?
I think Donald's back with Marla Maples.
That's what I heard. I heard you picked her up at the airport the other day.
Well, I get along. I mean, she's a friend of mine, and we get along well.
Yeah.
I get along well with a lot of people.
So you're not back with Marla?
No, I want to get along well with a lot
but
of
let's
people.
face it, Donald.
I like
Marla,
a lot of people.
The reason you like Marla is she really has to please you because you will have the upper hand. Because of her relationship with you, she has now gotten a Broadway show. You have done a lot.
Oh, I have no guilt.
Yeah, it's not been bad for her
She's
career.
done a great job. She's at the Will Rogers Folly. She's done a great job. She is, as they would say, a star. And Ivana's a star. And everybody else I meet is a star. Everybody becomes a star.
Yeah.
Everybody but me. I have to keep working.
No, but Ivana became a star, and of course now she goes around blabbing about Donald to everybody.
All the time.
All the time, and she's not supposed to. She got $25 million to keep her stupid trap shut, and the bitch can't keep her mouth shut.
I don't think you can get that money back, though, can you?
Well, I'll tell you, we're in court. I mean, it's unfortunate.
You'll get it back.
I paid $25 million, and the one thing that she couldn't do is write books, do commercials. I mean, she gets on a commercial, and she said the best revenge is great color hair.
Yeah.
The best revenge.
Great.
She's not referring to me.
What kind of revenge? She gave her $25 million. That's
$25 million bucks, and she's looking for revenge. But look,
you fell out of love. You were a couple of years into your marriage. You fall out of love. So you start dating a little bit. You try to keep the marriage together. True?
I would like to have Ivana not write any more books about me.
Right.
I would like to have Ivana not do any more commercials.
Right.
Not do an interview on Barbara Walters where the first question is, what was he really like?
Right.
Has she
slowed down? Hasn't she slowed down?
Well, I don't think she badmouths me, but $25 million bucks for $25 million, you're not supposed to badmouth.
Yeah, but how come remember you guys used to go on Oprah? Like it wasn't too long ago when you were married, you would go on Oprah, right? And then Oprah would even though you weren't in love with Ivana anymore, you would always say, hey, I love Ivana, I'm a family guy. And you would even say she did a lot with the Trump organization. She helped you all the way.
Well,
I'm just doing that to be nice.
I still do. No, I love Ivana. She's the mother of my children.
Yeah, but you don't need her to help you. I mean, financially.
No. Help I don't need.
No, help you didn't need.
I think there are a few other interior decorators around.
There are a few other people around that I could use. There are. Very talented. Perhaps more talented.
Now that I'm Donald's friend, I hate to say, Donald, hope you don't mind. I'm writing a book about you. But that's hey, all fair.
I don't mind.
Everyone else. I didn't
sign any prenuptial agreement, to be honest with you.
Everyone else is one, not you, Howard.
Yeah, right. So, in other words, let's say you start dating, right? Here you are married, but you're one of the wealthiest men in the world. And let's face it, you're young, you're an attractive man. Like you even told me, a lot of your old rich friends, they can't get frames like you get, right?
They're having a hard time.
They are.
I have old wealthy guys that are friends of mine. They cannot get dates.
Because Robin will go with
With plenty of money. By the way, Robin, do you want to go out with one of them?
Yeah, Robin, go ahead.
No, thank you. That's all right.
Really? So you're saying...
I have guys $500 million, $1 billion, and they call up and they say, I want to meet a certain girl. I think they'd like you. The one guy likes black women, Robin. I have to tell you. He loves black women.
So you really... So you're saying that there are rich guys out there who can't get girls?
No, I'm saying there are rich guys that can meet girls and not get out with them a second time.
Right, they can't close
Money
the
is
deal.
not the predominant factor. Unless a woman's a bad woman looking to rip somebody off, and that way you have to figure that out somehow.
But, but you know a lot of...
Money is not the predominant factor.
So you're saying
that right?
A lot of women do go for you for the money, but at the same point they stay with you because you're delivering something special.
Well, I do think the money makes it easier, Howard.
When you get them in the sack, they're satisfied. That's the difference.
And I couldn't care less.
What happened to your germ phobia at that point? That's what
Germ phobia is a problem.
Yeah, but you get
Germ phobia is a problem.
No, come
you have
on.
to be very selective. You have a real
Is that
problem.
right?
Seriously, when you
Pretty
hop,
dangerous out there, Robin. It's like
I know,
Vietnam.
I know.
but when you hop, it's like Vietnam.
Landmine.
No, it is.
It is. The
It's like
dating scene
Vietnam.
is like Vietnam.
No, dating is like being in Vietnam. You're the equivalent of a soldier going over to Vietnam.
It's like war out there.
That's
It
right,
is.
dude, mines all over the place.
You know, if you're young and in this era, and if you have any guilt about not having gone to Vietnam,
Right.
we have our own Vietnam. It's called the dating
That's
game.
right.
So when you go out there, as beautiful as these women are, you're saying, hey, wait a second, a lot of these girls are beautiful. They've been with lots of guys. And you start French kissing them and stuff, and then you're going, wait a second, I could be exchanging bodily fluids here with AIDS.
Well, I saw a report the other day. You may get AIDS by kissing.
Well, yeah,
Okay,
it's
yes,
possible.
And I
Get
believe
AIDS
that.
by kissing.
And isn't it true that the reason that you stay with Marla now is because you know she's AIDS-free, so you don't. So even though you would like to date lots of other girls,
But he's not with Marla, though. What
he
are you
is with
saying?
Marla.
Well, I will say this. It's a lot better nowadays to have somebody who's a fabulous woman that you like and that likes you and do the single thing, because this is pretty rough stuff out there. There was a report the other day. I saw a major report that you get AIDS from kissing. Now,
Hey, never mind that. You can get AIDS from sitting this close to the band. Look at these guys. Oh, I'm kidding. It's outrageous out there. But so if someone comes up to you, or you date a woman and stuff, and after you make love to her the first time, maybe you go in the bathroom and wash your hands and stuff, right? And like try to like scrub your teeth.
well,
and
yeah,
all
but
that.
I'm very careful in terms of like just general lifestyle, as I
So
guess
you're
everyone
not
else.
sleeping with everyone we see you with.
If I did, I wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah, you couldn't
Believe
get
me.
from that.
No, I'd be in
My
serious.
goodness,
If I did, I'd be in serious trouble.
He gets an AIDS test for all the girls, though. I know that.
Is that right?
Yeah, he gets some. Gets some AIDS.
Well, it's not a question of the test. You know, the test is good in terms of protecting other people. It's not going to help you too much, okay? It's the
Yeah.
test. Once they come up, I mean, you know, so now you can help some other people. The problem is people that get the test that test positive,
Yeah.
they go out on a rampage on purpose.
I
You know,
know.
there's anger, there's hatred.
You know what? You're sounding very much like him.
No,
you
no,
wanna
what's
know something?
happening is true. There's anger, there's hatred.
And so they go and sleep with
And
everyone.
it's really dangerous.
Don't you agree that men and women who have AIDS should just have, like, I'm not saying a major tattoo, a tattoo on the genitals, so that you would be able to identify people with AIDS if
Well,
you were
what
about to
about a
sleep with them?
woman? What about a woman? Where are you going to put the tattoo?
Above, just right above the pubic line. Seriously.
Well, there was a time early on when AIDS could have been stopped.
Yeah.
Now that, you know, it's so out of control. It's tremendously out of control. It's the plague of the century.
Well, how would you have stopped it then? A
No,
quarantine?
earlier on,
Yes.
earlier on, you'd have, when you had a small number of people, you could have done something to stop AIDS. Today, it's out of control.
So how can
Just
we
totally
stop
out
it?
of
Can't we,
control.
like, if we tattooed the genital region of every AIDS person, then at least you would know that no one could trick you into sleeping with you, right?
Well, I heard you made a proposal for the forehead.
No,
Now
not the
you're
forehead.
No, I heard you said forehead the first time.
Well, I know some person.
Somebody told me.
If I was single, I would go for the forehead. But you know, it's up to each individual person.
It's a rough situation, and the
I
cure is maybe never going to be. You know, it's a viral disease, and maybe they're not going to have a cure for years and years and years. And
Well,
it's a
let's
real
be
problem.
hopeful. I like to live with hope.
I know. No,
Howard?
but
what
hey,
if
the
it-
common cold is a viral,
But
viral
speaking of
problem. They
this-
don't have a cure for that.
Speaking of this whole dating thing, another
Yeah.
guy who can commiserate with you guys is on the phone right now. Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh, hey, Jerry Seinfeld. Donald, you know Jerry, right?
Hello, Jerry.
Jerry, you there?
Hello?
Sitting here with Donald Trump and Jerry Seinfeld. Hey,
We're
how-
talking about the dating game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now that Trump bummed everyone out with all his AIDS talk, Jerry, how are you avoiding AIDS? Because, you know, Jerry, hey, Donald, you're like this. Jerry is a lot like you in the sense that he is single.
Congratulations, sir.
He is
Thank
dating,
you.
and he gets great girls, too. He had Tawny Katane.
Ah,
You like
very
her?
good, Jerry.
Nice job, Jerry. And Jerry,
How was she?
How was she, Jerry?
I think she's pregnant now.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
not with your baby.
But not with
No, with Donald's baby. I bet you if a woman gets pregnant with Jerry's baby or Donald's baby, I would believe that they would have the baby even if they didn't want it,
Oh,
right?
absolutely. You don't think a woman would abort your baby.
I have not heard of any cases where I've had the problem yet.
Yeah.
You know, we're all very careful.
Donald wears a rubber. Jerry, what are you wearing? Are you wearing like 9 rubbers? Or
We're all very careful.
You are careful? Seriously,
Yes,
Jerry, aren't
very
you nervous about that?
No, am I nervous about it?
Yeah, you'll lose your fortune. Jerry's worth like, did you see his house on the Barbara Walters
Yeah.
special? I mean, it's not Mar-a-Lago, but
You know what? He won't lose his fortune. It'll dissipate quickly. That's all. It just, you know, you dissipate quickly. Actually, you might make more money. You might die wealthier. But I don't know.
But Jerry, have you named your home? Like Donald actually named his house Mar-a-Lago.
Oh, really?
You should
That was actually named before.
He bought a
In all
house with a
fairness, it was
name.
named before.
I got to get a house with a name on it.
That's when you know you've made it.
Oh, Jerry's
You
got...
name your hair, Howard.
Jerry is a single guy. He builds himself a mansion with 3 refrigerators in the kitchen. This is one guy living in the house.
Wow.
And you know what that is? To bring girls into the kitchen and they see 3 refrigerators and go, oh my God.
Oh, he's wild.
It's wild. Jerry, tell Donald what you did. You built a house so you could get more women, right?
That's right.
And impress them. Why else
That's
would
right.
a guy...
There's actually no bathrooms or bedrooms in the house. It's just to get women.
But Donald, you'll admit, isn't
Then I
the
take them
move...
to a hotel.
Isn't the... Jerry's very... he's embarrassed to say it, but I don't think you would be. When you date a woman, if you pick her up in your limousine, if you take her to an expensive home for a date, and she sees this outrageous palace, isn't it that much easier to score?
Let's say that if you bring a woman to Mar-a-Lago and you can't do well, you have some serious problems.
Right. And Jerry has built his own little Mar-a-Lago. Now, Jerry won't name it Mar-a-Lago, but...
Right, he's trying to be low-key about this whole thing.
I mean, Jerry named his house Casa de Pump Plenty, and it's happening. Jerry, do you want to wish me a happy birthday?
Happy birthday, Howard.
You know what an honor it is?
Yeah,
to
we're
have-
the same age.
Are we 39?
Really?
I'm 38, but I'll be 39 this year, too.
Well, let me say what an honor it is to have a big star like Jerry Seinfeld with Donald Trump here on the show. This now...
You really made it.
This really proves that I am someone in show business.
You have
Yeah,
arrived.
you've really done it.
I have really arrived. I have arrived. I am the king of all media. There is no greater performer than me. I don't care what they say.
What does it feel like?
I feel like I'm on top.
Did you know when this had happened to you, Jerry?
Jerry, when did you feel like you became a star? Did Trump visit you?
When I got that 3rd refrigerator.
You know, earlier I spoke with Clinton. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. I spoke with Clinton.
Bill?
No, Roger.
Nobody else is going to do it for you, Howard.
Thank you, Robin. Donald was looking at me, yes, so. Big deal.
I talk to him every day.
Big deal. I go to bed with models every night. Do you think I care who you talk to? Jerry, how many models have you had this week? Let's compare. I wonder who did better this week.
Wait a minute. I got to ask Jerry a question because I also in the
Yes,
tabloids, they say that Jerry is now dating the girlfriend of that guy who plays the producer on the Murphy Brown show. Like he stole this guy's girlfriend away from them.
Nice move.
No,
Trump is even impressed.
That was completely...
Congratulations, Jerry. I hope it's true. Is it true?
I have no idea.
No, it's not true.
It's not true. You're not dating that girl.
No, that's not... No.
You
They
wanna
had pictures of you holding her hand.
That's not her.
You are dating the girl, aren't you?
No.
You are dating the girl, aren't you?
That's not her.
That's not her.
No,
Jerry,
it's
is
not
it
her.
true that we had to interrupt your yoga lesson to take this phone call?
Yes, it's true.
You're into yoga?
Yes, I
Where are
do
you now?
yoga
In that
every day.
where are you in that big expansion mansion?
No, I'm not living there yet. I'm still in my little apartment.
And you have a female yoga instructor?
Yes, I do.
Is she nice?
Very nice.
And you have sex with her?
Oh, dear.
No, I don't.
Donald wants her number. He's into some yoga too. Well, how do you guys? What's the best way to get a girl in bed quickly? Is it to impress her with your apartments, Donald?
Well, in many cases, you don't want to get a girl in bed quickly. I mean, you know, nowadays, and perhaps in the past, but I'm very particular in so many ways.
So how many
I really
dates
want to live.
before?
I want to live. I want to have a nice life. I want to remarry. I want to have
But wait
more
a minute.
children.
Oh, remarry. You
I
sound
want
like
to have
Jerry.
more children.
Isn't that the
No, I
That's to
do.
keep
Jerry
the
wants to
girls coming.
remarry.
Isn't that to keep the girls coming?
Jerry?
That you want to remarry?
Ask Jerry if he wants to get married.
Jerry, do you ever want to get married? Yes.
Oh, I don't know. I don't make decisions like that.
Hey, you know that female yoga?
No.
No?
I've never seen that pose.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
right.
sure it's possible, though, yeah.
So,
But
Jerry...
how many dates does Donald have with a person before he decides to make that fatal step?
Yeah.
And it can be a fatal step, I will say. You know, you wake up 2 weeks later and say, here's the big day, are we going to make it?
Yeah.
It's really the 2 weeks after that you have to worry about. It depends, Robin. I mean, you know, sometimes things go quickly and sometimes things don't work out so well.
Is Marla Maples the best you ever had, Donald?
Well, she's a very good woman.
Jerry, what about you? Tony Katane, the best you
Marla
ever had?
Maples is definitely the best I've ever had.
Marla Maples is the best you have?
Yeah.
Why you? Those are fighting words. But Donald, you don't get jealous of these women because even if they go with another guy, hey, that's it, fine. You'll go to go to another woman?
I tend to get a little bit jealous, actually.
Do you?
Yeah, I
You do?
do. I mean, I have to be honest. Jerry does, I do. We all do.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah,
tend
they're
to...
like your
How do you
women.
know I
When
do,
you've had
Donald?
them, they're yours.
Jerry wants to know how you know that he gets jealous.
I've heard.
Yeah. Hey, Jerry, Carol Leifer gave you a 4 on a 1 to 10 scale in this thing.
You had to be a little embarrassed by that.
That hurt.
But Donald, don't you get nervous that like the women are going to evaluate you in bed? Like you'll tune into
Well,
Oprah
when
one
Marla
day.
came out with the statement that I was the best she ever had.
Yeah. That had a, now, was that a massive, like, was
Your
that like...
stock had to go up that
I'll tell you
day.
what, I felt pretty good. In fact, I had lawyers come into my office. They were going to stop that headline because we knew the headline was running the next day in the New York Post.
Yeah.
And I said, what are you talking? They were going for a restraining order. I said, you have to be kidding. Are you crazy?
That's advertising.
I'm going to spend legal fees for this? So anyway, no, it was a great honor.
Are you really good in bed, seriously?
I hope so, boy.
And you can hold out a long time?
It's a good reputation to have, even if it's
Well,
not
you
true.
don't hear a lot of women complaining about you.
Well, I'll tell you what,
That.
even if it's not true, it's a great reputation. I think I'd rather have the reputation than the fact.
Wait, Jerry, when you're with a beautiful model, and I'll ask Donald the same question, when you're with a beautiful model, is it hard to hold out in bed? Be honest. Isn't it like, oh my God? Because you guys basically, I mean, you gotta feel very fortunate.
Well, do you sort of
I
sit
feel
there
very fortunate.
and say, you know,
That's what
I
I
never
feel.
thought this would happen to me?
Well, you could also say there's more pressure on you than there is on, other people.
Yeah, I can't figure you out, Donald. You grew up pretty wealthy. I mean, your father made a considerable fortune. Why'd you rush to marry Ivana? Why didn't you just play the field? How'd you get caught up in that?
Well, I just decided to get married, but I didn't rush. I was 30 when I got married.
Didn't make sense. You were having the time of your life.
I was. And that was a little bit safer world.
How old were you when you lost your virginity?
About 14.
You had to be. I mean, had to be girls running after you the whole time. Jerry's another story because Jerry didn't, Jerry grew up a regular guy and then all of a sudden became famous. He was smart enough to stay single. You, on the other hand, were born a wealthy man. You became a lot wealthier, but you got married. How
well,
soon
I got
did you-
married after a number of years.
Yeah,
you
he
do
was
get tired
30.
of the
It
scene.
wasn't 21.
And Jerry, will you tell this married guy that you do get tired of the scene after a while, okay?
Jerry, when you're in bed, do you hold out a long time? Are you able to?
Me?
Yeah. Do you?
Well, I do yoga, Howard.
Oh, so in other words, do you think about, like I think about garbage when I'm in bed so that I can hold out. Do you think about the 3 refrigerators in your kitchen?
Right, the 3 refrigerators.
But Donald, you're saying that when you lost your virginity at 14, was it because you were...
Who was it to, number
Who was it
one?
to? Was it like a maid or something?
No, it was a young woman who was really beautiful. She was the hot little girl in high school or grammar
Really?
school or whatever. She was hot.
Was it Bess Myers?
I haven't seen her.
Was it Bess Myers?
No. I never understood the Bess Meyerson thing.
You never got into that.
I never understood that.
Now, Jerry, I bet you didn't lose your virginity at age 14, did you?
No, I think I was probably 19 or 20.
19 or 20, because you got to admit, probably, Donald, you were able to get these incredible women at 14.
I was looking at 13 or 12, so it took me 2 years after I started looking. I don't know what happened.
But at 14, you were able to get women because you were a wealthy guy.
And there wasn't
I
any,
don't
lull periods. Once you started, you
Oh, it
were
was a
pretty
rampage.
much...
It was a rampage.
Okay.
It's been a rampage ever since.
And then when you got married, you must have gone temporarily insane and said, oh, I want to give all this up.
No,
He probably
I
wanted
was...
to see what it was like to be with one person.
I was actually faithful to my wife for many years until I realized the marriage wasn't going to work.
Yeah, but tell the truth. When you first met Ivana, that accent was really cute. You thought it was different. It was sort of exotic. And then about a year or two into the marriage, you start going, oh, I wish I could just learn to speak
How does
English.
he know me so well?
I'm telling you, because...
I'll tell you what, all of a sudden you wake up and you say, boy, I can't take
man,
it
it's giving me
anymore. Come home.
Like she's been in this country. I got a lot of money. Can't she go to Sam Trott and learn to speak right?
Well, the funny thing about Ivana is the accent got worse as she grew older.
Is that where she got more famous?
And some people say she wanted it to happen that way. But the accent actually became more pronounced as years went by.
And the very thing that you were attracted to begins to annoy and grate on you.
The word is great. I was
great. Exactly.
It did grate on me after a while, I will say that.
And we don't mean G-R-E-A-T.
It was like the Chinese torture, the water drops on the head, right?
Everybody, the Donald. I say, hey, my name's Donald. There's no "the" before it, you. What's wrong with you? I'm living in a house with you. Just get it straight with the Donald routine. It's embarrassing. Jerry?
Well, it's over now.
I just want to say...
This is a great interview, by the way.
Oh, you like it?
I'm glad I got up.
I love it how Jerry's always evaluating.
Yeah. Jerry can't stand that Donald...
He just can't be here.
Is part of the
He's
interview.
gotta evaluate.
This is called paneling, Jerry. This is what they did on the Merv Griffin show.
Merv? Did I hear Merv?
What a great life Donald has, though. He gets to call his ex-wife Chinese water torture. Isn't it good? Jerry, will you ever get married knowing what Donald just revealed?
Not to his ex-wife.
No, you will not marry a woman with a foreign accent. Donald, you would recommend that people do not marry people with foreign accents?
Probably not. It's great for the first year, but after that it can be murder.
And it's embarrassing when you go to social occasions and functions. It's enough already, right?
Jerry, have you ever dated a woman with a foreign accent?
Oh, yes.
In fact, that's probably part of the Seinfeld show next week. Jerry
Yeah,
dates
it's
a woman.
another episode.
You know, I used that thing you said you called me a horse face on the show a couple of weeks ago.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
All right, I did.
And I used it on the show. I don't know if you heard it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you
I thought
something.
it was funny.
Jerry is a guy, like a lot of guys, like me. I mean, he's not a great-looking guy, but he's getting great-looking models. And it's because...
And he only
dates
dates models.
Only dates models.
Is that true, Jerry? Let's get together.
Yeah.
Hey, Jerry, call me when you're in New York. You have to call me.
I share my models with you.
No, you know, a lot of women... But let me say something. This is an observation. Every woman I meet really likes Jerry Seinfeld. They think he's a great guy. And he is just as much a womanizer.
Yeah, the quote about Jerry in the tabloid was, he's the kind of guy any woman would want to marry.
Now, Jerry is busy doing the same exact thing that Donald's doing, and yet most women resent Donald. I've spoken to women, they all go, oh, we hate Donald Trump. He abuses women.
He's a womanizer.
Isn't that true? Do you find that?
He's got no
I
refrigerator.
find it's a love-hate. It's a love-hate thing. I really do. I mean, I think I have a great relationship with women. And
yeah, the women you're with...
Well, the women I'm with, I have a great
But
relationship.
the general public does not... The women in the general public...
But
I think inwardly they respect it, and I think
Absolutely.
inwardly the men love it.
Yeah.
And who
I'll
knows?
tell you about those women. All those women who go, oh, Donald Trump, if he said hello to them, they'd be right there. They'd date him.
You know, I would wonder, in this room... I'm going to ask my sister. My sister... Now, let me ask my sister something. Hey, Gary, get the microphone by my sister. I'm curious. If you had your choice, Ellen...
Yeah.
All right, you could date Jerry Seinfeld. You know who Jerry is, right?
Right there.
And Donald Trump, because I saw my sister getting hot for Donald Trump.
F at L.A.
Who would you sleep with?
The Donald.
The Donald.
Hey, what did I tell you?
You would, huh?
She's just like you, Howard.
Now wait a second.
She
Let me
knows where the money is.
I wonder about the other girls. Now I could almost guess, basically, like I would guess that Jackie's wife, to put the mic on Jackie's wife, would sleep with Jerry. I know that.
Yeah, that's true.
You would, right?
They take the comedian.
May
I like a
Pang,
guy with a sense of humor.
right?
A good
And well, Donald's pretty funny when he whips out that money. I'm telling you. And I know May Pang would take both, right?
Hey, why not?
Right, you would take both.
Absolutely.
Hey, Donald, you know who that is? That's May Pang. She slept with John Lennon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, wrote books about the whole thing. Don't sleep with her. She'll write a couple of bucks for you.
Yeah, make her sign right away.
Yeah, you make
Everyone else does. Well, you know.
Yeah, right. It would be unbelievable. Jerry, have you ever slept with a woman who then threatened to go to the Inquirer and squeal on you?
No, I have not, Howard, but that's an excellent question.
And thank you, Donald. And you get that all the time, right? When you date, do you make them sign a pre-date agreement?
Well, I'd like to. I think it's a great idea. I mean, I have the same problem as a lot of folks, but I get more nonsense written about me and the dating and the women that I never even saw before who I'm going to marry.
Yeah.
And it's a problem.
But you have
I have the
amazing they
same
can write
problem
it.
as a lot of folks. Is that what I just heard Donald
What?
Trump say?
What did he say?
I have the same problem as a lot of folks.
Yeah, he has
Is
no
that what he
problems.
just said?
He only has the same problems as you, Jerry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he has had the instances where women wind up on the Geraldo show with their stories
Absolutely.
of a night of fun with Donald Trump.
Who had a 4-minute conversation with her at a
Yeah,
party, at a
yeah.
cocktail party the night before.
All right, let me ask one last serious question.
Could be worse.
Jerry, let me ask you one last serious question. All right, I'm going to change the topic a little bit here, okay? Yeah.
Howard.
Yes?
Your mom has a question.
All right, go ahead, Mom. Who would you rather sleep with?
Oh, your mother wants to give her preference?
Yeah.
Please, come on,
I just
spare us.
heard a
please.
rumor. I don't know if this is true.
This is my
but
mother.
Princess Di is looking for an apartment at Trump Towers.
Is that right?
True.
That is true. I mean, she's
true.
contacted you?
Is there any
True, I
romance?
hope she's looking at it as a means. She is really hot.
Donald's wild in here.
She has gained 20, 25 pounds. She looks great.
What is the question, Mom?
What's your question? Would he date her?
I wanted to know if it was true that she wants an apartment, and is there any love interest there between Donald and Princess
Imagine that,
Di?
There
King
could
Donald.
be a love interest.
You would be King Donald.
I'd become King of England.
King of England.
King of England. I'd have to leave. I'd have to lose the New York accent quickly.
Right. Yes.
See, they wouldn't like my accent
Would
over
you
there.
date? You will date her just to say that you had her.
In 10 seconds.
In 10 seconds, you will date her.
And I might write a book about her if she dates.
But admit it, the women that you date generally are better looking than her. It's just that she's the queen and, future queen.
The women are better looking, but there's something about Lady Di. She's hot.
Yeah, you
Do
would
we
do it.
agree? Even Robin agrees.
And she, Jerry, are you dating Lady Di? Are you dating any royalty?
That's your serious question?
Yes.
No, you said you had a serious question for Jerry?
Well, I
you
got
have-
blown out by the
where's
Lady
the question?
Di stuff. You're saying she gained 20 pounds?
I don't know. She gained about 25 pounds. She looks great.
Yeah,
I saw a
she's
picture of her yesterday in the paper.
You know, but
She looks great.
she is a bizarro nut. You know that. She's a
You're
nut.
going to have problems with her.
Well, you know, there are two theories. Either one, she's really the nicest, most beautiful, most... The other is she's a killer.
No, I'm
total
going to tell you
killer.
something. She is an absolutely insane person. Here she became the Queen of England. You know, she married King Charles, whatever name. You got Prince Charles. She's going to be the Queen. There's a certain setup when you go into something like that. Royalty is raised a certain way. They know how you play the game. You can have a lover on the side. You keep quiet about it. Two weeks into this marriage, she's thrown herself down the steps. She's sticking her finger down her throat, vomiting. What did she expect? What did she want? Romance from this guy? There's no romance involved. It's a marriage of state. You
It's a
understand
business.
that? So she's throwing herself down the steps. She goes,
Well, how do you think How do you think Albert's doing with Claudia Schiffer?
The only person who'll know that is Jerry Seinfeld. He used to date Claudia Schiffer. Jerry, did you date? Here's the serious question, Jerry.
Jerry, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here, but I'm going.
How many
You're
times?
hanging in.
How many times this week have you had sex?
This week.
Yeah.
Well, this is just Monday.
When does the week start? On
Seriously.
Saturday or Monday?
Seriously, be honest.
This is Monday. What part of the week are you talking about?
Come on, be open about it. You're open about this
I
stuff.
work on the weekends, and I don't really keep track of when the week
This
begins.
week, how many times this week have you had sex?
Maybe once, twice, something like that.
With a model, right?
No.
This was a regular girl?
Yeah.
What does she do for a living?
She has sex with me.
No, come on. What did she do? Is she an actress?
I don't think so. I haven't seen her in anything.
It's an actress. Is it an actress?
No, I don't. I haven't really dated any actors.
What occupation does she have?
Excuse me?
What occupation does she have?
That's none of your business.
Come on. What do you mean?
Come on, you come on.
Hey. All right, well,
They haven't gotten into that yet.
Donald, what about you? How many times this week have you had sex?
Jerry beats me.
He does. You haven't had sex at all this week?
Not at all. Jerry beats me.
Well, it's certainly been an interesting morning, I must thank.
I was going to give you a fictitious number, but I don't want to lie. So
By the way,
Jerry did beat me.
Jerry's show is moving to a new time slot.
Yes,
is that right?
it is.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
What time are you going to be on?
Thursday at 9:30 after Cheers.
All right.
Well, then you're guaranteed a winner. Cheers is a very popular show.
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea for NBC to move the show.
Yeah, I think that's a real good idea. And who do you predict, Jerry, will be on late night television this week? Will it be David Letterman or Jay Leno in the 11:30 time slot?
I think it'll probably be Jay.
You do believe
You're
it'll be
going
Jay?
with Jay.
Yeah.
You are going with Jay.
Yeah,
And you
I
see-
don't think they're going to upset the whole apple cart at this stage of the game.
And let me ask you something.
It's not the kind of corporate thing that they would do.
And
But
will,
I really have no idea what they're going to do.
I see. And will Trump ever be on your show, Donald Trump?
Donald Trump will never be on the show.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because
Well,
you
we
can't
don't
date
use
him.
famous people.
Oh, you don't use famous
No.
people. All right. Well, there you go, Jerry Seinfeld. I also want to thank Donald Trump for stopping by, who's
Thank you,
sharing
Howard.
all of his sexual experiences with me.
Happy birthday.
I find myself living through you and all your wild escapades.
Living vicariously, huh?
Yeah, Donald should tell the story about the great party he threw.
Great party. There's going to be a great party.
Really?
January 30th at Mar-a-Lago, there's going to be a great party. You're
Is
invited.
that bachelor's party you were...
Well, it's a thing having to do with a lot of things, but
Yeah.
it's
Jerry
going to
invited?
be well. Jerry, you're invited. By the way,
Really?
Jerry, the most beautiful women in the world are going to be at this party. Some people say, isn't it horrible he likes beautiful women? I can't help it, as we discussed the other day.
Yes,
Howard.
you can.
You're
Where
invited,
is
Jerry,
Jerry?
and Howard, you're invited, and Robin, you're invited, but we're going to have a great party, and your sister's invited.
And what happens?
Definitely.
Yeah.
We
go
get
ahead.
Howard.
And what's that happens at that party? The girls are pretty open to the idea of having sex.
Well, it's not a question of open. They're going to be beautiful. World class throughout the world, the most beautiful women. We're
And
going to
then
try and get
nothing but
Lady
hot
Di.
tubs, jacuzzi,
We're trying to get
swimming
Lady
pool.
Di actually to come to the party. It's a part of the deal for buying the apartment in Trump Tower.
And the
But
girls-
she can't have the apartment in Trump Tower unless she comes to the
Really?
party.
And the girls stay over your place at Mar-a-Lago.
I don't know if they're going to stay. It depends on, what all happens. But it's going to be a wild night. January 30th, Saturday night.
All supermodels.
It's all super models, super everything.
All
Super people.
All super people and
It's going to
supermodels.
be incredible.
super
I'm serious. You
know
might
what?
want to attend.
Let me
this.
tell you
Yeah?
something. Jerry Seinfeld is sitting there laughing at this.
Oh, he wants to go.
But
Jerry
he
does.
does. I bet you
You got to go, Jerry. It's Saturday night, January 30th. Jerry, the most beautiful women in the world are going to be there.
I will see you there.
Will Ted Kennedy be there?
Who?
Ted Kennedy.
I don't believe so.
No, you do not believe. You
No,
know
I
him?
don't believe
You party with him at all? Ever party with him?
I know him a little bit. I don't really know him very
Yeah.
well. No.
Really? Well,
Seems
Jerry,
like a nice guy to me.
Jerry, thank you for calling in, and we'll
Thank
watch
you,
you.
Howard.
I'll
Happy
see you
birthday.
January 30th, Jerry.
Jerry, we'll see you January 30th at the big party. My
All
wife.
right, I'll see you there.
My wife gave me the okay. All right, goodbye, Jerry.
Bye-bye.
Donald Trump, I want to thank you for stopping by.
Thank you, Howard. Good luck.
Pleasure.
I'm going to
Happy
name
birthday.
I got to name my house. I've decided.
Oh, okay.
That's why there's no supermodels there. What is it,
You have to have a
Gary?
big party.
You just should know that all the interns, or I should say the female interns,
Right, I know
have
this
been
is
fighting
funny.
to see who's going to escort Mr. Trump out.
Well, let Mr. Trump pick them. Why don't we all step forward and each can introduce themselves? Gary, why don't you put the microphone in front of the girls? They can introduce themselves, and Mr. Trump can pick his escort. What is your name?
This is Tara.
Hi.
Tara used to be. Give your credentials. Tell them what you used to be.
Tara is a model.
Them who they want. Jerry or me.
He wants to know if they would take Jerry or him.
Tara, you used to be a New Jersey Nets cheerleader, right?
Correct.
And also, what else? Give other credentials.
A model. I worked at CBS for an internship.
Yeah, she's my intern, but of course, you want to escort Mr. Trump to the door?
Sure.
You are interested in him?
There is somebody else here that does, though.
Who else?
No.
What is your name?
Jillian.
Jillian, you like Mr. Trump as well?
Yeah, I got to escort him in.
You did?
And you'd like to take him back out?
Well, then you want to take him out as well.
I would love to.
Have you ever slept with Mr. Trump?
No, I haven't.
Now, here is the most interesting thing about this contest as to who will escort Mr. Trump out the door. Frank Flores, our sales manager, is lining up. He wants to escort.
Oh, he's awfully cute, too.
Frank, you're interested in escorting Mr. Trump?
Yes.
Yes? Yes. And what is your measurements?
I'll escort him anytime.
All right. And Donald, do you like Spanish guys?
I've never, until this moment, given it much thought.
Really?
I'll have to start thinking about that.
Donald, you have never had a homosexual experience, am I correct?
No, I have not.
You've never been approached?
It's just not my thing. I've approached, but it's not my thing.
Have Ben approached you?
Oh, a lot of times. It's just not my thing.
Did my father ever approach you?
Yes.
Yes, he did. All right.
Just this morning.
All right, and there is one more woman who would like to escort Mr. Trump.
Leslie. Hi, Mr. Trump.
Yes, and Leslie, you feel that you could be the next Leslie Trump? Is that what you're after?
Maybe someday.
All right, well, Donald, I'll let you decide from... Oh, Big Joe, you would like to also? All right, why don't you go then?
Don, I'll take you anywhere you want to go, baby.
That's Mighty Joe. There you go. I think he's after your money, though. Don't...
Wait, Big Joe, we don't have to worry about, I can tell you.
There's one more. Yes, who would that be? Oh.
Sandy.
Oh, hi, Sandy.
Hello.
Sandy, your measurements, please, for Mr. Trump. Measurements?
Oh.
What?
Come on, Sandy. Come on,
I
Sandy.
don't know them offhand.
Right, you don't know them offhand? You are in love with Mr. Trump?
Yes.
Oh, you are?
You're already in love with him.
You're already in love. You've already fallen in love with him.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you are in love. So that the love part is over with.
Yeah, you've got that knocked.
How does that feel when the woman is already in love with you? That's easy. You've walked into clubs.
That's a good sign.
You've walked into clubs and women are already in love with you, right?
I perhaps. I don't know. I mean, in some crazy way, perhaps.
It is not difficult to close the deal.
It makes it a lot easier.
It does. Well, there it is. There's another woman who would like to escort Mr. Trump. It's my lovely wife.
Escort you.
That's my wife.
Oh, I'll escort you.
Hey, she's
Let's get a
knocked
little
up.
rumor going. Let's make the tabloids together.
Okay.
Wow.
I'll tell you one thing, you can't get her pregnant, that's for sure.
She's safe.
Yeah, she's safe.
In 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, you'll be looking for a date. Sweetheart, you're going to be laid out on the bed in 2 weeks. I don't think you're going to be in any condition to date. I want to thank Donald Trump for stopping by to the birthday show. You've made it a real special birthday. Thank you, Donald. Thanks a lot. I'm sorry I shook your hand.
And I do like you.
You take it. Now you like it. And I like you.
I have no germs.
Good time, Rob.
All right.
You do a great job.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Donald. Donald Trump, everybody. Go to the Trump casinos. Thanks. Girls, you can
Oh, they're
attack.
all going to escort him out.
Attack Mr. Trump. Feel free. Feel free. Attack Mr. Trump.
Oh,
There he
funny.
is. Well, Robin, that was exciting on the birthday show. Donald Trump stopping by, visiting with various people. G.E. Smith giving the eye to Donald Trump, of course. T-Bone, you scared him out of here with that hat.
Who this?
Do you mind if I sit back a little bit? Because your breath is very bad. It really is. Has this ever been told to you before?
No.
Huh? Okay, then I won't bother. No, actually,
That's how you get the edge.
You understand?
You thought I was riffraff here on the E! channel. You ever watch this show?
I watch it. It's a little tough to get it in New York, but we're going to change that.
We're going to change that. Donald's going to change that. A lot of people say, hey, Howard, how did you get Donald Trump on the show? A lot of people will ask that because Donald is a man of fierce loyalty, but he's also fierce with his enemies. If someone is your enemy, you don't associate with them.
Well, I don't really like people that are enemies, and I like to destroy enemies, as you understand, as you do.
Yes, I have that same voodoo killer whamma jamma that everybody loves. I have that same killer instinct. Of course, I'm not a billionaire. That's the problem. I have the killer instinct, but I'm not a billionaire. Donald Trump, I'll tell you how I became your friend. I saw Donald Trump as a victim. A victim. During the Ivana divorce case, I saw you as a victim. And people say, well, wait a second. Donald Trump isn't good to women. Donald Trump dates a lot of different women. Donald Trump was cheating on his wife. Donald Trump was doing this. I saw you as the victim in this case.
I like it.
You know why I saw you as the victim?
Why should I say anything? This is beautiful.
Should I tell you why I saw you as the victim? Because a lot of people at home don't know what to think of Donald Trump. There are people who hate you, right?
There are some people that dislike me intensely.
Are they jealous?
I hate to say they're jealous, but perhaps they are.
Are they jealous because you are living the life that they want to be living?
That could be.
That could be it. Let me tell you something what happened to Donald Trump, and I'll do it briefly. He was married to this Ivana. All right, like a lot of guys, you fell out of love. True?
True.
True? True. What is this, a courtroom? So you fell out of love with Ivana. Okay. You did a very honorable thing. You paid her $25 million for a divorce settlement.
That's true.
That's a lot of money.
A lot of money.
The time you were in financial trouble.
The deepest trouble of my life, absolutely.
Were you truly in financial trouble?
Deep, deep trouble.
You were, they said that you were bankrupt, but wouldn't your corporation have been bankrupt? But you personally would not have been
Well, they thought
bankrupt.
I might be bankrupt. They didn't know. Nobody really understood, and perhaps I didn't even understand. But I was at a pretty low point in my life. This is about 2 years ago. And since then, a lot of great things have happened. But at that point, that was the lowest financial point in my life.
Could you have lost all of your personal money? I mean, could Donald Trump
I could have.
You could have been a working stiff. You know how embarrassing it would be to be like Donald Trump and going to work at like a supermarket? Like he's the vice president of a supermarket? That would have been embarrassing.
Could
True?
have happened.
Could have happened. You were really nervous. And yet you were able to put together $25 million. Excuse me, I spit on you,
That's
Donald.
okay.
$25 million. I put together $25 million. You put together $25 million to pay your wife. And you said to your wife, by the way, you had gotten her to sign a prenuptial agreement, true?
That is correct.
How the hell did you get her to sign a prenuptial agreement? A lot of guys out there want to know about this.
For $25 million, it's easy.
But seriously, she knew that she could have half your empire. What's the move there? How do you say, hey, Havana, honey, sign this little agreement? How do you do it?
At the time, I mean, she was challenging the agreement. She was suing me for $2.5 billion. And
Right.
when times really hit low,
Yes.
the worst day of my life, New York Times front page, Wall Street Journal front page, all of a sudden she called up and she said, I'll take the $25 million.
Yeah, but how did you get her to sign the prenuptial? Was this before? In other words, before you were married, you
It
said...
really wasn't easy, but it worked out. I mean, it worked out.
So if you got her to sign it while you were married to her?
Before I was married, and then ultimately I had another one signed while we were married.
That is fantastic. That is unbelievable. If I was Ivana, I never would have signed. Never.
Yeah.
But I'm no Bim. Let me tell you something. So there you did. That is truly the art of the deal, is it not?
I don't know if it's the art of the deal, but I will tell you she did sign it, and she should have lived up to it. And then after she got the money...
Exactly.
I think I know what you're
You
going to say.
gave her $25 million. He gives her the money. Now listen to this. He gives her the money, and she goes ahead and she writes a book. Now, part of the deal was if she took the $25 million... I'm spitting all over you.
It's okay. I don't mind.
And I shouldn't spit all over you because you have germ phobia, true?
I do have germ phobia.
You wash your hands how many times a day?
As many times as possible.
But you realize that's a psychological problem.
That could be a psychological
But there's no way for you to get rid. You cannot overpower this problem.
Well,
you know that.
so far I haven't left to wash my hands.
I mean, theoretically, you know, because that's obsessive compulsive, right?
You're a clean guy.
Have you ever gone to a psychiatrist to eliminate that problem?
No.
That's called hand.
I like it. I like
compulsion.
cleanliness. Cleanliness is a nice thing. Not only hands, body, everything.
How else does that compulsion take form? In other words, you're also all your women are AIDS tested. True?
Well, hopefully they don't have AIDS.
How do you get the women to get the AIDS test? That's the best part of this interview. How do you say to a woman, here you date beautiful women. You got Marla Maples, you got other various models, all models, true?
Well, not all models, but beautiful women. I tend to like beautiful women more than unattractive women. I don't know. Maybe that makes me bad.
Join the club. And with this face, it's no problem getting beautiful women. When you got a mug like this, they all go for you. So in other words, you say to them, hey, I'll sleep with you. I'm Trump. I'm worth billions. I can change your life. You go take an AIDS test. Do you have a special doctor that you trust?
That rumor started getting out there, and somehow that story is going out, and it is a good idea.
I thought you started that
rumor.
Well,
no, I didn't start it. It was in an article, and you know how articles are. It starts, and it just keeps getting repeated.
So the girls don't have to take an AIDS test?
Not really. I'm just very careful, though.
Really?
I own 25% of Goodyear Tire and Rubber.
You wear a rubber. Hey, there you go. There's something interesting. You don't hear that every day on TV. So in other words...
But I am very careful with the people. But you can't be too careful.
Why not?
AIDS,
you got a great
AIDS,
life.
Can I tell you what?
But AIDS
is a
attacks
disaster.
Everyone. Yes.
It attacks everybody, and who knows?
And let's face it, you have a lot of girlfriends, true?
I like a lot of people.
Hey, who doesn't? Well, so anyway, getting back to it. You get Ivana to sign this prenuptial agreement, and what does she do? Donald says to her, I'll give you the $25 million, but don't write about me. Don't talk about me. Personally, I'd shut my mouth for $10 million.
The one big condition.
The one big condition.
One big condition.
So what does she do there? She goes, I want to write a book. I want to write a book. It's fiction. It's not a true story. What I will do is I won't call the man in the book the Donald. I'll call him the Ronald. And the book was clearly about you, was it not?
It was.
And you are entitled to that $25 million back.
If there was a judge with courage, and I heard you saying this once on your morning show, on the radio show, if there were a judge with courage, they would give me that $25 million back, yes.
Now, which is better, the old Ivana or the new Ivana? Isn't it the ultimate trip to have a wife or a woman change her whole physical appearance just to keep you, Donald Trump? That, to me, my wife, if she would even go on an exercise regimen for me, I'd be happy. She's walking around, she doesn't care what she looks like. But really, Ivana, I feel, in order to hold on to you, really did a remarkable makeover. Am I correct?
Well, I don't want to talk about what she did or whatever, and she's a good woman, and I'll always love her.
She's not a good woman, Donald. I'm going to tell you something. Any woman, after you give her $25 million, you don't have to say she's a good woman. She's not a good woman. She's the mother of your children, that's true.
True.
But that's it. That's as far as it goes.
Well, but
she's screwing you. She screwed you on this. I'm saying, you don't have to say it. You sit there quiet. I'm saying, for $25 million, she should keep her mouth shut. True?
She should not have said anything.
Of course.
She should not.
A deal is a deal.
She should not have done commercials. She should not have done what she did. She did it, and there's litigation on this whole point, and it'll be interesting to see what a judge rules.
Well, I certainly would rule on your favor, and it's
Why
true.
Why can't you be a judge?
I'm not a judge, although I have the hair of a judge, an English judge. So let's get. Do I have to take a break? Okay, I'm going to take a break, Donald. When we come back, I want to explore the various women you're dating. I have pictures.
Explore them in what sense?
Because I want to look at pictures of them. Okay. I have exercise videos of Marla Maples.
The originals?
I have great stuff.
Right.
I've got all different pictures of the models. Then we'll evaluate the different models.
And we'll choose the best.
And we will choose the best ones. Because you are living my fantasy life. You really are. Okay. With all that money. Then we'll talk about your money. Then we'll look in your wallet. And we'll see how much money you have in your wallet.
Okay.
I'm very curious. Donald Trump, back on the E channel, right? Whatever it is. E. They call it E. Right after this. Hey, I'm sitting here with Donald Trump. This is E. I'm Howard Stern. What an interview program. We're at the E. And we're talking about my favorite topic, women. Why does a woman date you, Donald? Why does a woman date you?
I don't know, Howard. I know that it's something that I work at, and it's.
Do you think it's the money only?
I hope not. I will say this. I have a lot of wealthy friends. A lot of them. They can't get a date. No matter what they do, they try like hell and they can't get a date.
Wealthy guys.
Wealthy guys.
And you once said that the best way to treat a woman is to treat her like duty.
No, I never said that. But
you never did?
It was attributed to me.
But I'll tell you something. I agree with that statement. They don't listen otherwise. I tell you, women are troublemakers. I couldn't get women. I don't get... You, what? Shut up. Bunch of dummies working here. So you never did say that?
No, I never said that, but it was attributed to me.
I see. So you treat women with respect?
I can't say that either.
All right, good, all right. Somewhere in between.
I do. I treat women with great respect.
Treat women somewhere in between respect and doo-doo. All right, very good. Now, let's get to the women. Let's see pictures. That's what I'm into, okay? Number one, let's get to, here's a woman that you are associated with. Her name is Frederique. She is a lingerie model. Wow. This is a girl who is your girlfriend now.
Well, she's a really good friend, and she's a great woman, and she's going to be very successful as time goes by in terms of other things. But right now, she's one of the most successful models. She works for Victoria's Secret.
I would do the Heine dance for her. How did you meet this beautiful woman?
You know, I don't even know. I mean, just met
Did
her.
you go through the catalog and pick? Said, got him, need him, got him?
No, but when I found out who she was, I got the catalog and checked it out.
You did?
She's really beautiful.
And you called her on the phone and said, I would like to meet with you?
Well, it just worked out that I got to meet her, and she's really an outstanding woman.
How long between the time that you meet her and the time that, how long is it, the time period between you meeting her and going into the bed?
I knew that was going to happen.
How much time does it take Donald Trump to close that deal?
Well, Frederick, I must tell you this. Frederick
Yes.
is just a friend. Different women, different things.
Yes.
Frederick is just a friend.
You have not scored with her? You have not kissed her? You've not gotten to second base, third base, fourth base?
It's such a personal thing. Perhaps you wouldn't want to even talk about it.
Will it ruin your chances with her if you do mention something like that?
Probably not.
Is it not true that you picked up Marla Maples at the airport this morning?
Ooh.
Yes, I read about that.
Information.
So if she hears about that, will it ruin your scene, or are you allowed to be?
Probably not.
You will not?
No, it won't.
Unbelievable.
You said that women like being treated badly.
Yes. So the more they think you're desirable, the more they will go for you.
There's something to that. It's sick, isn't it?
Woman number 2, picture of Stephanie Seymour. Now, you claim you did not sleep with this one, but that's Stephanie Seymour?
That's Stephanie Seymour.
Oh, look at her.
She's Axl Rose's
Ooh,
girlfriend.
look at that. Is there anything wrong with her?
Nothing whatsoever.
That's perfect, right?
It's awfully close.
That's awfully close. Oh, and I wish I could see her body. I could only imagine what is there.
You can see her body.
I can?
Yeah.
Where can I see her body?
How about Victoria's Secret also?
You have not had her? You had her.
No.
Did you not?
No,
she was your girlfriend for a while.
I didn't have her.
You were rumored to have her.
I didn't have her either.
Are you being serious?
No, I'm being serious. I really, everyone...
Well, what the hell I got you here for? You didn't have anybody. This one's a friend, that one...
They're all friends. Everyone's a friend.
All right, next, let's take a look at Kim Alley. Oh, Kim Alley, we don't have a picture of. Kim Alley was the girl who said she kissed you?
That's right. And then had a news conference the next day and announced that we're great lovers.
So she took advantage of it?
And I didn't even know. Well,
that you didn't like?
I didn't like it. She was on the front page of every newspaper in the country, and I didn't like it.
Why are you rumored to be with Paulina Porzakova?
That I don't know because I don't know her. I never met her.
Put a picture up. You never met her?
No, I never met her.
But yet you are rumored to have been with her.
She's gorgeous. Put a picture up anyway.
Here's a picture. That looks like me. Oh, there she is.
Isn't she
okay.
great?
That's
But I don't know her. I never met her.
Very beautiful.
Is that the rumor?
Yes. The rumor is that you had her, or that you claim to have had her.
No, I never claimed because I don't know her, but she's great looking, I tell you.
All right. Then you had former Miss America, Caroline Sapp. Now, her you had. True?
Well, there's a big story about that because I was a judge in the Miss America pageant. She happened to win the Miss America pageant.
And then you dated her afterwards?
No. People think I dated her before the pageant.
I see.
Caroline Sapp is a nice woman who's going to be hopefully a great tribute to America.
Got you. Now, what about, okay, well, here's the best one, I think. Marla Maples. Now, let's take a look at some of her pictures. I put together a montage of Marla. Donald's had her. Let's see. Now, that's the, oh, look at that. What is that like when she is in bed with you, Donald? Just give the guys at home a rap on that.
Well, that's her video, and hopefully it's going to sell very well. It just came out. I hear it's doing good.
I mean, when she, the first time you were alone together, nude.
It is a beautiful structure. There's no question about it.
Absolutely perfect. And she's not wearing underpants in that video, is that correct?
I'd suspect not.
Absolutely. Very good. Isn't that fabulous? I tell you something, and you know she's doing absolutely nothing with that dumbbell. I mean, it really is. I mean, what is that? That doesn't make you look like that.
No.
That is unbelievable. Now look at this. Oh. All right, enough. My heart.
Now tell me, do you
enough.
believe
what?
That if you take the average woman and you give her a dumbbell and she does that for about 3 minutes a day,
it doesn't work.
she'll end up like...
You know, these dopey women buy this. They figure they're gonna look like Marla Maples. They end up looking like my grandmother. All right, let's see who else we have on this list. Well, of course, there's Ivana. We have Ivana there. You had her. I think Ivana is great. Now, that's the old Ivana. I used to say, hey, what's Donald doing with the old Ivana? You know what I mean? She was all right, nothing great. But what was it? The new hairdo? Is it a new nose? What is it?
It's a new something, but she really...
Is it a new nose, Donald?
She's doing a good job in life, I think. She really is. She hasn't had it so easy. I mean, she got all the money in the world. She's got all the money in the world, but...
She has had it easy.
Well...
You made it easy for her.
I'll tell you what. She's got $25 million, and then she goes out and tells everybody how hard she has to work. Okay?
Quickly, give me my chart. I want to know from Donald. Quickly, give me my chart. I have a chart here. All the women in a row. Here we go. Look. Look at this.
We're going to pick a winner?
Now, let's see. Who is best? You got number 1, Frederique, Stephanie Seymour, Kim Alley, Paulina. Now, who is the best? When it comes down to
it... Let's take this one off because this is not fair.
Why is that not fair?
Because you don't want to compare your wife to anybody.
All right, something tells me she's right here.
So let's put her...
You wouldn't have left her if she wasn't there. We're putting her right there.
Off.
Where's Marla go?
I think we have to put Marla right up here.
Come on, let's do that. Let's take down Frederique.
I think we have to put Marla right up.
All right, put Marla. Show the video while we put Marla on top. She wins the grand prize.
It's hard to compare the ones that, as you say, you didn't have.
Right.
Let's see, Kim Alley, I don't know.
Take her down.
Stephanie, I know, but I never had.
Right.
Et cetera, et cetera.
All right. So basically, had her, need her, don't need her, had her, had her. Excellent. Well, there it is. When we come back, we're going to get into the financial aspect of your life.
Very good.
We'll talk more about women. There's got to be more stuff on that. There's plenty going on with Donald Trump, and you will learn it all right here on E, right after these words. E. Look here, Donald Trump. Let me tell you, it's not easy to get Donald Trump. Donald did not want to come on the show until he saw a couple of shows. He wanted to make sure it was the right show for you. Am I correct?
You do a good job, Howard. You always have done a good job, and you've done a really good job.
You know, you're very laid back today. You're very relaxed.
I'm low-key.
You feel relaxed.
I'm relaxed
you're
with you.
You're a low-key guy.
Why wouldn't I be relaxed with you? You're a friend of mine.
Are you at war with, let's talk about some of your enemies. Hey, you know something? Hey, here's big news. Donald tells me during the commercial, you guys are going to love this at home. This is an exclusive as far as I know, Donald.
Go ahead. What did I say?
This has never been aired before. We saw all the pictures of his girlfriends in the last segment. Donald's new girlfriend, I have a picture of her. She is a model. Howina is her name?
Who?
Howina?
Never heard of her.
Supposedly this is your new girlfriend. Here she is. That's her. Is that true? Do you admit? She is gorgeous. Howina. That don't even look like me. You know, I'm not a bad-looking girl. Let me see that again. What do you think, Donald? I think I'm a better-looking girl than I am a guy. Could you tell that's me?
That's not bad. That's a good body, I'll tell you that.
It's a damn good... You know, that's my real body. That's the shame of it. I got a real problem. You know what it is? I drank a lot of milk when I was young, and I grew breasts. Donald, that is Howina. Yes.
Not bad.
You got a little nervous when I said that.
No, I did. I was trying to figure out who and what we spoke about during the commercial.
Where's your wallet? Where is your wallet?
Here and here.
All right, let me see your wallet. Let me see what you got on it. Let me see what kind of money you carry on you. Has anybody ever asked to look in your wallet?
Never happened before.
I'm curious. They always say a guy, are you now back to being worth $1 billion?
I don't know. It depends. You know, how do you value things like the Plaza or the Taj Mahal or Trump Plaza in Atlantic City or, you know, different things? Real estate is down, but it's coming back up strong.
Yeah, but I mean, when you go over your personal finances, are you worth...
I don't know. I'm just doing really well.
You're set now, right? Am I correct?
Things are really good.
Let me see your wallet. Come on, open up your wallet. Let me just see if you got my cash in there.
I'll tell you what.
Let's see what you got.
I'll tell you what I'll show you.
Open it up. Let me see that. Let me see. Look at this. What? Right here.
Anything you want, Howard.
Let me see. Let me see what that is. Look at this. Look at that. Look at this. Look at that. Look at this. Look at all that. How, girls?
Isn't that nice?
That could be yours. What an advertisement. You know, you ought to go on TV and just go, hey, girls. Right here. You know, I often said if I was single, how I would get girls, I would go like that. I would go walk around like this.
It makes it a lot easier, doesn't it?
It would really work. I'm going to take a break. We'll come back. We're going to wrap this up. We're going to get to everything.
Good.
Talk about your hotel business. Talk about women. Talk about Howina, your new girlfriend.
Good.
And we'll be back right after this. Here he is, one of the richest dudes in the world, Donald Trump. There he is. Yet we've learned some interesting things. He's very wealthy, and yet he's a prisoner of obsessive-compulsive disorder. You have to wash your hands how many times a day?
Well, as many as possible.
True that you have to drink through a straw?
Not only my hands, by the way.
You have to drink through a straw?
I'd prefer drinking through a straw if I'm going out to a restaurant.
Because you are afraid that the glasses can be contaminated?
They certainly can be.
You know, so I got to tell you something. I'm as paranoid as he is. You know that when I go to a urinal, I am afraid to go in a urinal?
Hey, how about the guys that stand there grabbing the urinal for balance? Okay?
Yeah, I would never grab...
Tell me. You ever watch? I watch in amazement. They're standing there grabbing the urinal for balance.
There are guys holding a urinal, and then they're touching themselves.
And then they come up and they say, Mr. Trump, I'm a big fan. I'd like to shake your hand.
When a guy comes up to you and wants to shake your hand...
And then you're a bad guy.
Right.
When you say, excuse me, you were just holding the urinal.
Now, I do the same exact thing. I just say to a guy, not only are you holding the urinal, you're holding yourself, and I don't want to shake somebody's hand. There's nothing wrong with that.
It's incredible.
Because
and you know what? They're nice
spread.
People. Can I tell you? They're nice people. They have no idea what they've just done.
You're wrong. Now you're lying. They're not nice people. They're not thoughtful. I'll tell you something. I go to the bathroom. I wash my hands. I don't go up to a guy and ask him to shake hands.
I don't think they know the difference, though, Howard. I think they do it out of niceness. They don't think that they were just holding the big wonger. And you know, they go up.
It's very true.
They go up and they want to shake your hand. They're not doing it to be bad people.
You're a wild guy using those dirty words. You know that?
I've seen some wild things.
Using words like a wonger. You're getting out of control on here. Let me tell you something. I'm here with Donald Trump. We are talking about some of your enemies. We're talking about drinking through a straw. There are enemies out there. Absolutely. You do not like Ed Koch, the former mayor of New York?
Major.
Look at this. Hold it a second. Well, why does everyone come on this show and want to use dirty words? What is it? Why? Because what am I, shock jock or something? You're more shocking than I am.
No, he is really a guy that didn't do a very good job as mayor. The city's paying a price. And, you know, hey, you're just not a good guy.
Do you ever cry? Are you ever weak?
I haven't recently.
You have never cried?
Yeah, we're all weak. I think we're all weak. I think we all cry at some point, but I haven't for a long time.
Are you at war with your own brother?
No.
You like him?
I like him.
You like his wife? Isn't his wife a pain in the ass?
She's fine.
She's a pain in the ass. I see it in your eyes. You want to say she's a pain in the ass and you can't. Is she a pain in the
she
ass?
likes the ballroom scene. She likes the social scene. She's into the world of socialites.
You're not into that?
No, I'm not.
So you don't like her?
I didn't say I don't like her. I say that she's different from me.
You see your brother a lot?
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
So you are
No,
close
I have
with
a
him.
good. I have really a good relationship.
And the kids you have a good relationship with, even though they say you're
Right.
not having a good relationship with
With
the
my
kids?
kids?
Yeah, with the kids.
We just got back from a week in Aspen. We have a great relationship.
Oh, I would love that. That's unbelievable. I would like a week in Aspen. Although I'm a 7'5" gork. I can't even stand up on skis. Well, you're having a great life, Donald Trump. I thank you for coming here.
Thank you.
And I wish you a lot of luck. Your casinos are doing better than ever.
They're doing really record business now. They're doing number 1, 2, and 3. We're doing tremendous business.
So anyone in Augusta, Atlantic City should go to Trump Casino.
I hope so.
Am I right? Or the
You
Taj
better
Mahal?
believe it. Or the Taj Mahal.
Well, there you have it. You learned everything. What the hell did you learn? You know you learn nothing on this show? I talk more about myself than the guest gets to talk. But I want to thank you, Donald. We'll see you next time here on the Howard Stern Interview.
Thank you, Howard.
It's always fun. Always fun.
Who this?
Now, you know who used to be a frequent guest on the Howard Stern show, but Stern gave a blunt message to his listeners who support this guy these days. Take a listen.
The oddity in all of this is the people Trump despises most love him the most. Go look at Mar-a-Lago, see if there's any people that look like you. I'm talking to you in the audience. The Trump voter who, idolizes the guy, he despises you. I don't hate Donald. Donald's doing his thing. I hate you for voting for him, for not having an intelligence, for not able to see what's going on with the coronavirus, not able to see what the Justice Department is doing. I hate you. I don't want you here.
Howard's always given his opinion. So do you think his fans will rethink their support of you-know-who over this joy?
Wow. That's all I have to say is wow. Howard, for him to go after his base, which his audience, many of them are Trump supporters, that took incredible balls, I think. He should not go up against Howard, because the thing about Howard is that Howard's brutally honest. He will tell you anything from his sexual problems to his marriage. He doesn't take prisoners. He just says what it is. And he's dealing with a complete and total pathological liar on the other side. Also, Howard is very rich. He doesn't really need the money or the job anymore. In fact, I believe I read that he thought of quitting it a few times already. So he's got nothing to lose. And Trump has everything to lose. He could lose the next election. He could go to jail when he gets out of office. So he has a lot to lose. The other thing about Howard is that I admire so much is he has gone through an incredible metamorphosis. He's been in therapy. He has a stable marriage. He loves his wife. He's very kind now. He used to be a little nasty. He's not anymore. So I say, Trump, be careful, because Howard has a lot of power over your base.
Well, Stern was uncharacteristically quiet, some people felt, about you-know-who before the last election. Is this too little too late, or was Howard sort of saying the same thing he was saying, only now more stringently? Mm-hmm. Sonny?
I'm not sure, because as both of you know, I wasn't a Howard Stern listener. I'm not someone that's familiar, is part of his listenership. But I would agree with Joy. I think it's very interesting that if Trump voters and supporters are part of his base, I do wonder if they're gonna listen to him. Is this gonna hurt his listenership? Is this gonna hurt the Howard Stern empire in any way? I really wonder what effect Howard Stern will have. But what he did have to say was interesting to me, because Trump is just a showman. The people that are supporting Trump don't look anything like the people that he surrounds himself with at Mar-a-Lago, or the people that he grew up with in New York City, or the people that live at Trump Tower on Fifth Avenue in one of the wealthiest areas in New York City. Come on, it's all smoke and mirrors. So that's always been very surprising to me, that those are the people that think he is their savior, because he doesn't care about them.
Well, I tell you, Howard Stern has always been upfront. He's always said what he thought. And his attitude is he's seeing something that he doesn't like. And like he would do it with anybody else, Trump gets no special anything from Howard Stern. And he's telling them how he sees it. And, you know, they'll either get it and appreciate the man he always has been, or they'll up and change and look for a new person. I doubt that they will, though. Howard's too entertaining.
You understand?
Tavern on the Green is packed now with so many adoring fans and, of course, friends and stuff.
Yes, and another friend is standing in the wings waiting to wish you a happy birthday.
Who would that be, Robin?
The Indians, or make that the Native Americans, say he's still at war with them.
Yeah.
And he says it was Colin Ferguson, the man who shot up the Long Island Railroad train, that made him get married. That's what made him decide to get married.
Oh, this is great.
And, of course, he's the guy who invites you to places you don't belong.
Yep, Donald Trump. All right, Donald Trump is there. All right. Look at my sister. She's ready to hop in the sack with him.
She loves him.
Yeah, she likes him. Wow, there he is. Look at him. He looks different. Oh, there's my wife. Yes.
I think he's trying
beautiful. Look at Donald. He knows how to work the room.
He's schmoozing. He's working the family.
In fact, you know what Donald Trump was telling me? Joan Rivers tried to sell him stuff as she was leaving.
Is that right?
Hey,
Good
Donald.
morning.
Good seeing you. Take a seat.
When you were walking in, Donald, you're looking better and better. What are you doing?
Well, it's called having no problems.
Is that right?
It
works.
Life has become
problems. We all have problems.
Life has become a wedding. I walked in, I couldn't get a seat. How come D'Amato gets a seat and I don't? Am I not
You were
supported?
impressed by the people there, I understood, huh?
No, there was a couple of cool people. I hung out with Don King and
O.J. Simpson.
O.J. Simpson and Tawny Katane, who was coming on pretty strong to me until my wife walked over and broke that one up.
And we were discussing babies.
Yeah, that was a great conversation. Yeah, it was fun though. We had a good time. But actually, to clear this up, Kathy Lee Gifford's excuse was she had to stay home and fold napkins that night. It wasn't because I was at the party. Because you're friends with her, right?
Well, I am, and Frank is a fantastic guy, her husband, and they're really good people.
Right.
But they do get decimated on the show.
Yeah, right. Maybe
they do get decimated on the show. There's no question about it.
All in fun.
You know, I got to tell you something. Out of all the things I've ever done, more people come up to me and say, "What was Donald Trump's wedding like?" Seriously, was that the most asked question?
Absolutely.
We went on vacation after your wedding, and everyone said, "Well, what was Donald Trump's?" I said, "All the stuff I do. People want to know what was Donald Trump's wedding like."
Fascinating. People are fascinated.
Well, you know, Allison, it was amazing. We had really great people there, and the biggest people, and the only one that anybody talked about were you guys.
That's right. We were very important.
Now, you know, a lot of it had
Pretty
to do
sad.
with the comments.
Yeah, right.
If he would have said it was a lovely wedding, it was beautiful like everybody else, everybody leaves saying, "Oh, it was lovely, lovely." Okay, forget them. You know,
and it can help you. I said, "What marital problem could John have?" There's no way you could get sick of Connie Selig. There's no way.
She's great, and
She's
John's
beautiful.
great. John's a very talented guy. Actually, John interviewed my wife on a show.
Yeah.
And as I understand it, John, you were going to ask a question about me, and she walked off the set.
We never even got to it, Donald. We were doing the open to the show, and I said, listen, I want to know about Donald. I want to know about Marla. And she got in the limousine crying and spoke about Ivana.
Your ex-wife.
Yeah, ex-wife,
Which was a high point. I mean, this is my ex-wife.
Yeah, but let's face it, your ex-wife should expect that because really her accomplishment in life was marrying you.
Well.
So, I mean, she should.
Yeah, but she's a good. Ivana's a good woman. I don't know what happened that particular day, but I had heard you were getting ready to ask a Donald question. She said, "I'm out of here."
Yeah.
Hey,
in
John.
the middle of the show.
Too bad Lisa Gibbons wasn't in the earthquake, huh? She really stuck by you, huh? Well, we're going to keep you, Lisa, and get rid of John. Oh, great. Yeah.
I got to tell you a story. A year ago, I was in that darn Macy's parade, right? And I'm up there, and it's raining, and the fans are there. It was great. So, hey, John, hey, love entertainment tonight. All of a sudden, in the background, I hear, hey, blonde Frankenstein.
I was kidding. I was kidding John around, and I said, "Hey, you look a little like the blonde Frankenstein."
But he's a little more like Herman Munster.
All right, Herman Munster. Because I got mad that he was with Connie Selig. That was all. You understand, Donald. Those things happen. A guy gets crazy. He sees this, and he gets wild. That's
well,
all.
John, you know, the time that I met Connie, which was a couple of years ago during this show, she was just at the beginning of her relationship with you.
And she didn't have sex with him, by the way, Donald.
Which is hard to believe.
John, how did that happen? How could you not have sex with Connie Selig?
He wasn't going to pressure her. She might have left.
I've heard about that. Is that
Thank
true?
you very much, Robin.
I think John couldn't close the deal. That was the problem. Did you try to
to get her in bed or what? I read that. I was shocked.
I would have done whatever she wanted to do. Let's just put it that way.
Really?
Oh,
I mean, she kept, like you said to her, hey, listen, I think it's time to sleep together. You know, we're both in love and everything. And she said, look, I'm born again Christian. I can't sleep with you.
No, it didn't work that way. It was a very private thing, Howard.
Donald, would you ever marry a woman who wouldn't sleep with you? Seriously, you'd want to test out.
Well, I think there's always something nice about the concept.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't be in practice.
Concept
yeah,
is,
right. Having said that,
is good.
Right.
Well, having said that, I'm not so sure that I could do it.
Donald, you know the truth. Tell the truth. You would have said.
Concept is that that's what we read about.
Yeah. You would have said Jesus schmeezes. Let's hop in the sack and get it on because I got
he and Marla met in the church. That's what I keep reading.
We met in church.
And 3 seconds later,
we did actually
was having fun.
In the pew.
In the pew, you did?
I meet everybody in church.
No kidding.
You know, I'm a religious guy. I mean,
John, were you going nuts though? I mean, here you had Connie Selica, maybe one of the best pieces in the world, and all of a sudden you go, oh my luck, now she's a born again Christian. Were you freaking out?
Where did you meet her?
Where did I meet Connie?
Yeah.
We met in a health club in Palm Springs.
What was she wearing, like a thong or something?
She was wearing the whole deal.
Oh.
Yeah. And
oh,
like,
my God.
All that stuff. She looked like she was doing an exercise tape.
And so all of a sudden you go up and you introduce yourself?
Not a chance.
Really?
I figured there's no way. My hair was going everywhere, and I had glasses on sideways, and I was about to walk out, and she actually said, "Are you John?"
Oh, really?
And that's how. Yeah, I was never going to talk.
And then you asked her out?
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Oh, man. And then you figured, hey, maybe after a month she'll go to bed with me. This is kind of fun for a month. And in 2 months, and then she kept saying no.
No, it didn't work that way. It was something that we agreed upon together.
I tell you, if I was dating Connie Selica, she wouldn't go out with me, she wouldn't have sex and all that kind of stuff. There'd be holes in the wall from dents that I made with my head.
But you know what, John? It's the way it's supposed to be. Congratulations. That is the way it's supposed to be.
What do you mean by that?
I don't know how you did it, but that's the way.
Yeah, right. Nobody knows how he did it.
Well, now Connie's 5 months pregnant.
Oh, really? And I want to make this announcement. It's Donald Trump's baby. I didn't want to. Something happened. No. It is John's baby.
Yeah.
Hey, John, seriously, with that talk show of yours?
Yeah.
What's with Lisa Gibbons, man? Why doesn't she stick by you? What do you mean?
I don't know what happened. You know, NBC, I'd love to say that I quit, but NBC decided they wanted the show wasn't doing well in the ratings, and NBC decided that they wanted a show that was more female-oriented. And so
you had to go.
Yeah.
They just sort of lopped off my name. That was.
And when you lost the show, did Connie say, "Hey, I'm having second doubts about marrying you," and maybe second thoughts about marrying you?
Oh, of course, yeah.
She did right away. She wanted to leave you, right? But she's sticking with you no matter what, right?
Actually, it worked out for the best because I have more time.
How come you guys never cover me on Entertainment Tonight? You always is it because
that's a good question.
Yeah, come on.
You know, I don't know what it has nothing to do with nobody liking you. I don't know what the deal is.
But John, he had the biggest book signing ever.
Never mind that.
Ignore that.
They did a piece on the Jon Stewart show. It was his first night. They were following around. They cut me totally out of the piece, and I was the first guest. I was the whole show.
I don't know what the deal is. I mean, I don't. Obviously, you know the business. I don't make those decisions.
Well, now that our feud is over, John, will you check into that, please? Find out what's going on.
I was never having a feud with you, Howard. You know I am a loyal fan. I was listening to you in New York when you used to have you broke Bon Jovi. Remember that?
That's right. I sure did.
Yeah.
I actually broke him in half. But John, continued success.
Yes, thank you for calling in.
Thank you. I really do appreciate it. My love to Connie.
I'll do that.
I would love to meet Connie.
You will have to get together sometime.
In fact, I would love to put together a swimsuit calendar with her as well. What's it like every night? I mean, I got Donald Trump who goes to bed with Marla every night. I go to bed with my beautiful wife, but you guys, with these guys, your wives are like 20 years younger than you.
I'm very lucky, let's put it that way.
All right, listen.
And I tell you what, everybody should be as loyal as you are to your wife. I think that's wonderful.
Well, you know what it is? I want to tell my secret. I actually watch those tapes that you sell. The funniest thing about the commercial is you watch the tape, the commercial, Connie and John Tesh are sitting there. Connie's beautiful and everything. And then they bring in these regular couples who are having marital problems, and they watch the tape. Meanwhile, you can see why they're having marital problems. This guy's wife looks like a bus hitter in the face.
It's written right there.
Yeah, that you understand, But you see Connie sitting there. What's the problem? Is Connie a pain in the ass or what?
Donald, congratulations on your marriage. You got yourself a wonderful woman. I love Marla.
John, you were not invited to the wedding, I take it.
I was invited to the wedding.
You would have been, John. Had I known, you would have been.
We were invited to the wedding.
Right.
You were?
Oh, you were?
I think they were.
Yeah.
I think they were.
Who knows?
How's that for recovery? But I think you were invited, actually.
Right.
You were in California.
Well, there's just so many people, Don. I understand.
Well, John, thanks for calling in. I appreciate you doing that. And I'm glad our relationship is solid. And in a couple of weeks, I have to call you and Connie at the same time.
And we'll counsel you.
So,
Can I tell you my fantasy tonight on my birthday?
Uh-oh.
My fantasy tonight because my wife was not going to give me. She's not going to give me sex tonight, so I have to fantasize. You understand what that's like? You'll see. A couple of years.
That's not true. You might.
In my fantasy tonight, Connie Selica and Marla will be getting it on with me.
Oh dear.
Now, what do you think of that? What do you think of that?
That sounds good to me.
That sounds good. I don't mind saying that.
Fantasy.
Listen, why not? But yes. Oh, we have to take a break?
Yeah.
All right, I want to thank Donald Trump for coming here today.
Well, thank you, and thank you very much. And Allison.
I'm thrilled to see you again.
Thanks for that present.
And congratulations.
As always good to see you.
Congratulations on your wedding.
Thank you very much.
And I do believe it will last a long time.
Yes. Now you do.
Yes.
Now you do.
And do me a favor, name a hotel after me, please.
Have a good time.
The great Donald Trump, everybody. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Okay.
Be good.
We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Brian May. Howard Stern. Happy birthday, you old bastard.
It's the 40th birthday celebration for Howard Stern from Tavern on the Green.
Who this?
Look, I can't do this. He knows I'm a Hillary Clinton supporter.
Yeah.
And
Before he calls you, he knows.
Yeah, and I firmly believed that Donald did not want to run for president. I don't think it was serious. I don't think he wanted to be the president. I knew him. He had a great life at Mar-a-Lago. He was running around town. He played golf. He had a good time. And I remember, and I say this, the first time he said, I might run for president, he put out his first book. And I know some of the people involved in this, and they said, pretend like you're running for president, and you'll sell a lot of books. And he did it, and it worked.
You understand?
Somebody on our phone I want to thank personally for being very nice and giving me that picture for the back of my book, which was taken at his wedding, me and OJ. It's Donald Trump, the famous developer and former presidential candidate himself.
Howard.
Hey, Donald.
How are you?
How you doing?
I'm good.
I mean, Mr. Trump. Excuse me.
What's going on?
First of all, thanks for giving me that picture for the back of the book.
Oh, that's great.
Which was weird because, you know what, I forgot that I had, I didn't even realize that I took a picture with, O.J. Simpson at your wedding.
Right. Well, I know how much you like O.J., and I know how innocent you feel he is.
Yeah.
And because, don't forget, there wasn't that much blood found in the Jeep. There's only about 50 drops.
Yeah, that's not that much.
Yeah, it's pretty sad deal.
That could have been planted somehow.
Yeah, it could have been.
Yeah.
50 different people could have planted it.
Yeah, unbelievable.
I don't think the LAPD is that smart.
Hey, I was talking to Robin about this Colin Powell thing, right?
Right.
And remember when your first book came out?
Right.
Like, remember that everyone was saying you were going to run for president?
It's amazing.
It's like a hype, right?
I know.
You weren't going to run for president.
I never even had I made a speech.
Right.
And I made it for a friend, and perhaps it was a decent speech, and all of a sudden everyone said I was a presidential candidate. Showed you how hard up they were. You can make one good speech and you're president.
Yeah, and then, of course, with your book coming out, they got you tons of national publicity, right? And it sold the book.
But, when you look at what's happening now, it's so sad. When you look at what Japan is doing, when you look at this whole fiasco with the cars, we had them. Finally, we had them. And all of a sudden, America backs down again. There's so much to be left. I mean, there's so much to be done.
Well, this is a speech, Donald.
Hey, there you go. I'll vote for you. You know what's really funny about me? I don't even know what Donald's talking about. I don't even know what happened with Japan. That's how out of it I am. I'm so busy selling my book.
Better off.
Yeah.
You can remain happy.
Hey, by the way,
Hi, Robin.
Donald, I don't know if you know this. Ivana is running for Senate. Did you hear?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, she just announced.
Oh, well, that's good.
She thinks it'll help her sell some more of that jewelry.
I tell you, that would be good. I'd vote for her.
Yeah, I bet you would. Hey, she was on Conan last night. It's amazing how, if you marry Donald Trump, it's amazing how long your own thing can go.
Would you marry me, Donald?
I would marry you, and I am I love creating stars.
He does. He really does.
I love creating stars. You marry, you star, but...
I've said it a bunch of times, and Donald's not looking to mix it up with Ivana. She's the mother of his children and everything like that. But at the same point, you do have to kind of laugh that Ivana is still Ivana Trump.
She wouldn't even marry that other guy. Losing that name would be difficult.
How great would it have been?
Out of that one.
How great would it have been?
I'm sure he's a very nice guy, but you backed out of that.
I'll bet you $1 billion, which you have and I don't, but I bet you $1 billion that if Ivana married that other guy, she would have kept the name Ivana Trump.
Mm-hmm. Well, she said she was going to get rid of the name Trump, but for some reason that never happened.
Yeah, I wonder what reason.
In fact, every once in a while I'll ask her, what happened? I mean, that's all right. She's all right.
Yeah, hey, look, you're getting along.
She's a lot of fun. She's selling her clothes and her jewelry.
That's right.
She's selling some things on whatever the hell station it is.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's always a great way to make a living.
She's got a yacht now.
She's in there. I'll say this. She's in there pitching. A lot of people sort of hang it up.
Hey, listen. In fact, I just bought a beer stein from her.
Oh, really good.
An Ivana Trump beer stein.
How is your book doing? doing?
My book's doing very well, and I never gave you this prediction. Had Ivana married that other guy,
right?
I bet that guy would have taken the Trump name.
It could have been another Trump.
Well,
Antonio Trump or whatever his name was.
No, that's a major possibility. I don't think it would be beyond him.
The book is doing very well. It is the fastest selling book in the history of books.
How is it doing compared to your first book?
It is outselling my first book.
I was surprised by the cover. I mean, I don't see that as you.
Well, it's me.
I don't see that as you. I adore you. You know, I'm your big fan. I was on television the other day, and I made the mistake of saying, how's Howard? I was on E. I don't know. They had me on some crazy thing. Would you say so? And I said, say hello to Howard.
Right.
And people around me went nuts. Some loved it. Some hated it. I mean, there was nothing in the middle, Howard.
A lot of men don't like the cover of my book because, Donald, they find themselves attracted to me as a woman.
You certainly look very attractive.
Yeah, that's it.
And it certainly is very different.
I didn't choose the picture because it looked attractive. I thought it looked like an evil clown.
Well, that's interesting. Hey, look, you told me it's selling fast?
Yes.
I don't know if it would have been my choice for a picture of you necessarily. I don't think I would have had the courage personally.
Well,
but if you're telling me it's the fastest selling book, you made the right choice.
That's all. And it's perfect. Now, listen, the reason Donald Trump is calling in, not to congratulate me on my book, but he is the Grand Marshal of the nation. You get into some weird stuff.
Oh, it's wild, isn't it?
What is this? I don't know. I don't know what this is. You are the Grand Marshal of the nation's parade. It is. Now, this is what I know about it. It's the closing ceremony of the 4-year-long program honoring the 50th anniversary of the end of World War II.
Correct.
Wow.
Now,
how'd you get to be the Grand Marshal?
Well, it seems that they went to numerous corporate people in America, and a lot of people didn't step up to the plate. You know, I've been involved very strongly with the Vietnam veterans, and I guess to a certain
by the way, Donald Trump is a Vietnam veteran and served in that war, and personally killed.
Wait a minute, I don't remember.
He personally wiped out 3 villages and killed like 50 gooks himself.
How many kills?
Howard, you'll never change.
How many kills you got, Donald? How many kills? Brag a little. Come on.
Well, they're usually kills from, like the New York business vicinity.
Yeah, but you've killed your share, right?
I guess I've thought about it.
That's right. And,
anyway.
And let me tell you something. Even all the businesses Donald Trump owns, he never held a grudge. He would even employ the Vietnamese. That's the way he is. He would. He doesn't hold a grudge. Very big of you. Even though
be too easy.
Right.
But during the Vietnam War, I got very lucky. I had a very high lottery number.
Yes, you and Jackie the Joke Man.
Did he get lucky also?
Yeah, he had a.
Jackie, I guess we were watching the same television set many years ago.
Number 4. Jackie actually convinced the doctor that he had a bad knee. I love that.
Well, that was a good job, Jackie. But
thank you, Doc.
So I've always felt a little bit guilty, but I helped a lot, I guess, the Vietnam vets, and there's nobody as thankful as them, Howard. It's been interesting because you do so many charities and everything.
Right.
And about 15 seconds after it's over, they forget. The Vietnam vets have never forgotten.
Now, I see that other celebrities are involved with you. Ed Asner, Red Buttons, Ossie Davis, James Garner. I write about him in my book. What do I call him? I don't even remember. There's so many vicious things I called him.
Why? You don't like James Garner?
He's an animal.
Is he really?
He's an animal. Don't talk to him.
Really? No.
Oh, he's the worst.
Me on the guy. Sounds like I always thought he was a good guy.
I'll read you what I wrote about him. Did anybody have a copy of the book? Robin burned hers, so I don't have to think it, Jackie.
Poor James Garner.
Oh, let me.
He needs this, right? All over the Nation's Day Parade. This is what he gets.
Well, here, wait. I'll read you what I wrote. Tell me if you think it was too harsh. Now, here's what James Garner said about me. He said, Howard Stern is the epitome of trailer trash. He is absolute slime. Every time I see him, I'd like to slap him in the mouth and say, you sit down, little boy, and shut up.
Well, I would say that's not so
now,
nice.
You want to know what I said?
I can imagine.
I took the high road. No, I really did.
The high road on the low road?
I did.
I'm sure he took the high road. He always takes the high road.
I said, I can't believe this guy wants to go to war with me. He should be busy worrying if he's going to have a solid bowel movement. And that was the end of it. I mean, that is the high road for me.
Now, am I supposed to give him your regards tomorrow when I see him?
Please do.
Huh?
Yeah, no harm, no foul.
Okay, so now we've got James Garner totally destroyed over this parade, Robin. Now that he's got...
I know. I don't know how you're going to handle that.
Who else does Howard dislike? Yeah, right. Out of the celebrities, who else does Howard dislike?
Is Kathy Lee Gifford going to be there?
Oh, Kathy Lee Gifford.
You know what? Can I tell you on that one? I know her well. She's really nice, Howard.
I bet she is.
No, I'm telling you.
Let me read to you what I wrote about Kathy Lee.
No.
Let me read to you what I wrote about Kathy Lee.
Great. Go ahead.
On the first page of the book, I call her the C word. No, you know what? A woman from Entertainment Tonight asked me last night. She said to me, is there anyone you really hate? Like Kathy Lee Gifford. I said, I don't hate Kathy Lee Gifford. I don't hate her. but she is everything that is wrong with show business.
You really believe that?
Yes. She is the epitome of this vapid sort of, like the other day they had her on the cover of USA Today hugging a black baby. And with the big smile on her face. I don't know, she's the epitome of every sort of, she's almost like a presidential candidate. She doesn't really say anything to offend anyone. She's milquetoast. Everything is beautiful. My son watches Bible tapes. I'm raising him to be, I don't know what she's raising him to be. I only hope that kid, grows up to be an alcoholic so I can say, look, Kathy Lee didn't do such a good job. I don't
know James Garner, so I can't disagree, but I'll tell you what, on Kathy Lee, who I know, and Frank.
You do know Frank.
He's absolutely a great guy.
Well, Frank, I write beautiful things about.
You know what? I know, I can imagine, but
Yeah.
I would love. I'm going to set up the lunch for you, Frank, and Kathy. This is going to be very
That
fun.
would be the art of the deal, Donald. You
Now,
could
let
get
me ask
another
you this.
book out of
Okay.
that.
If you could do that, you should do it at Trump Plaza, and it's no longer Trump Plaza. You should do it at the Taj Mahal, and we'll make it a pay-per-view special.
Let me ask you, would you show for that kind of a lunch? Let's say we had Kathy Lee and Frank.
I don't
be there.
I don't think I'm that brave.
Huh?
Listen, I'm a guy.
They're really good people.
I'm a guy who, and I appreciate you doing this for all us vets. I'm a guy who was in the jungles of Vietnam, and I did 3 tours of duty, and I'm going to tell you something. I was less scared being in Vietnam than I was thinking of the idea of sitting down to lunch with Kathy Lee and Frank Gifford. I got to tell you something.
I have to change your mind on those two.
Let me tell you something. Bringing peace to Beirut would be easier.
You go to Dayton and talk to those people about Bosnia.
Yeah, I can do that if you want me sitting down doing that. I mean, first of all, she would never sit down with me. Number one,
I'm saying that Donald should try to make it happen. I don't think.
Okay, let's say, Robin, let's say I made it happen. Let's say, just by luck I made it happen.
Okay.
How about Howard be there?
No.
I don't think he could take it.
I don't think
you'd
I
like
could.
him. If you got to know him, you'd like him. I'm telling you.
I think I'd
I
rather.
don't say this about a lot of people, Howard. Hey, Howard, I'm almost as sick as you. Okay?
Let me tell you something.
I just like people by the dozens. This is a good woman, and he's an unbelievable guy. It's really a nice family.
Manson before Kathy Lee. I would rather sit down with him.
Wow.
I will send Robin, who I've changed her name to Rabin.
No.
She is the great
Robin
peace
will do that as a first step.
Yeah, let Robin meet with them and
I've got to
clear the air.
listen to all the things they have to say about what you said about them.
Well, listen, you're no innocent yourself.
I don't know. We'll work on Howard.
Yes, but listen, Donald Trump will be the Grand Marshal of the nation's parade. Now, I assume that this is going to happen somewhere.
This is happening in New York at 11 o'clock on Saturday. It's up 5th Avenue.
Oh.
You're going to close down 5th Avenue?
I know. Can you imagine
Oh,
this?
for God's sake. Can't you hold that?
At least it's a Saturday.
Anyway, it's 11 o'clock on Saturday up 5th Avenue. It starts around 42nd Street, 43rd Street, and it goes all the way up toward the 80s. And
Will there be floats?
There'll be a few floats, but
now, as
what they're going to be is over 110,000 people. It's going to be the largest parade in the history of New York City.
Will there be
what they tell me.
Will there be an underdog float? I love underdogs.
Underdog, overdog.
No, but the
Wait
point
a minute.
is,
No,
yes.
I want to know, as Grand Marshal, is there a special costume?
Oh, you're going to be one of those goofy hats?
I'm supposed to wear short shorts, and they're giving me one of those little things you put over your breast.
Yeah, like a breastplate.
Like that the women wear during the cheerleading sessions.
What are you going to wear? You going to have a big giant
I
hat?
have no idea. I'm going to just walk down the parade, because, they're really incredible people.
But let me ask you a question.
What?
It's a good cause and everything. We should honor the Vietnam vets.
Well, this isn't only Vietnam vets. This is really the World War II vets.
Right.
It's all vets.
I figured
as far
all
as I'm concerned, it's all vets.
So the point is, if they hand you a giant hat with a fez on top of it,
right?
Like you're the Grand Poobah,
those horns,
and the horns on it, will you wear it?
I'll wear anything they want me to wear.
You really will.
110,000 soldiers.
That's fantastic.
The Joint Chiefs of Staff. I mean,
you know what you ought to do? You know what you ought to do?
This is great.
You want to have fun?
Go ahead.
You set off a few firecrackers and watch the vets. The vets will go bonkers.
And watch everyone run.
Everyone get a flashback. It'll be one giant flashback.
These guys, I'll tell you what, these are brave guys.
These are the bravest guys.
A lot braver than me.
Let me tell you something. I served alongside these kind of men, and I'm going to tell you something. They deserve to be honored. A lot of them, hey, listen, I served with guys who were pussies.
You should be there since you're a vet.
A lot of guys who served on boats during Vietnam, they never saw any action. Right. But I'm going to tell you something. Talking about the grunts now, the guys who were in there, in the jungle. Not on a boat sitting and painting the cabin.
Fire.
I'm talking about these are the bravest men alive today.
Yep, I agree with you, Howard.
And I can't believe it.
I agree. So are you going to march?
I cannot. I'm out promoting my book.
Come on, Howard, forget the book. Forget it. It doesn't matter. It's going to be the #1 bestseller. Is it #1 yet?
Well,
debut at #1.
I think it'll debut at #1.
I mean, even if you only had, when my book first came out, it also went to #1. But the problem was the first week he was only out for 2 out of 7 days.
Right.
So you're probably out like for 2 or 3 out of 7 days.
That's all.
You've got to hit number 1 even in 2 days.
Oh, I certainly hope so.
I think you will. How did the O.J. picture work out?
Yeah, well, take a look at the back of the cover. I mean, everyone is reacting to it, and in fact, there was a guy who wrote me a fax. He was on a train. He had just bought the book. He was reading the book, and he didn't realize there were black people sitting across from him on the train looking at the back of the book, and they started
I
yelling.
don't know what it says across the picture.
It says, Howard Stern, then it says, getting away with murder.
Oh,
with me and O.J. It's like a phony book cover. So if you don't like the picture of me, you can make that your book cover.
Right.
You see? It's very inventive.
Well, the whole thing was just terrible.
Well, yes, it was.
Doesn't get worse.
Will O.J. be at the Nation's
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so? Huh?
No, I don't. I have a feeling probably not. I have a feeling he won't.
You know, it's funny. I can't believe O.J. did to his wife what I did to so many Viet Cong. And, you know.
You know, it is amazing you get away with it, Howard. You're the only one. You're the only one. I sit here and listen.
Listen, Donald.
Every time I call Howard, I get in trouble, and all I do is listen, Robin. And
You didn't say anything.
Who do you get into
Or I
trouble
was part. Listen, hey, Robin, I was part of a conversation.
That's right.
I listened. I didn't fight him.
Donald, no, I think it's admirable that you are part of this parade.
Right.
I'd be honored if you would wear my goop testicle necklace that I made while I was in Vietnam. If you would wear it. But I want to say something, that it is important to remember all the vets. I happen to agree with you.
That is true.
And I think it's admirable that you are there and you're not just, busy with your life like I am and ignore them.
And Donald can't wear that necklace, Howard, because that would mean you were engaged or something.
No, I don't think so.
Robin, now you're in Manhattan. Why don't you march, Robin? Come
Robin,
on.
I'm surprised you were in that
Where am I
lesson.
this Saturday, Howard?
You are horseback riding.
Forget it. Robin,
She has a horseback riding lesson.
I don't believe in horseback riding.
No, in all
You're too
seriousness,
strong.
can I
You're too
say
strong
something?
and too big, Robin.
That's true. They are big and strong.
I'm not saying this to protect Robin's image, but on Saturday, Robin volunteers at a AIDS, babies with AIDS crackdown.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, so
You know what?
seriously, she does, and I know that she has that commitment. She doesn't like to talk about it on the air.
How did Robin do with her new boyfriend? You were talking about a new boyfriend that you were late for dinner, like an hour and a half late for the poor guy, Robin.
Well, I
And I
understand
never
that.
heard the ending to this. Did you ever go out with him?
We are going to get together.
You mean you still have it? That was like 4 weeks ago.
There was a lot of traveling involved.
Come on, Robin. He sounds like a nice guy.
Actually, he called me. He heard Robin yelling at me this morning. He said he wants to cancel the date. He got scared off.
No, but the guy waited an hour and a half. She never showed up.
Yeah, it was-
Robin, you really have to give him a
It
shot.
was not Robin's fault showing up late. It was his fault.
You know what, Howard? You're
Yes.
just being too nice. You don't
Yes.
need to make excuses
Absolutely.
for me.
No,
It was an accident.
No.
Forget about it.
It was
There's
not
no
your fault.
way to
They
make
didn't tell you what time.
There's no way to make up for what you wrote in black
I
and
see.
white, Howard.
Well-
So that's it.
I offer no apologies.
That's done.
The thing that I am insulted about, Robin doesn't like what I wrote about her in my new book, but the reason I am insulted by this, I'll tell
He
you.
always manages to now find a way.
Donald, can I tell you why I'm insulted?
Go ahead.
Because Robin will not allow me to tell you why. Because that she would even think that I have a vicious bone in my body toward her.
Right.
That she would think that I somehow have ill feeling toward her hurts me so much and so greatly that I can barely talk to you.
We're both having problems, aren't we?
Yes.
I'm not really talking to you, and you're not really talking to me.
No,
I'm
Robin,
talking
seriously,
to you.
you wrote something that was offensive to you?
Yes, Robin did not like what I wrote.
can't believe it.
Well,
That's
I
to me is
consider. Listen, maybe it's my ineffectiveness as a writer, but I meant some very nice things about Robin. But she has taken umbrage with it.
I think Robin's probably right, too.
Yeah,
I think you would have said, hey, Robin.
You would think I was Donald Trump and you were Ivana.
That's right.
That's right. You know how it is.
Yeah, well, every once in a while, it's a little bit tough in that regard.
I mean, today's been a rough day for me and Robin. In fact, today I had to call OJ and ask him to be my co-host because it would have been easier going.
Robin, I can't believe this.
So what is Ivana selling
I
on...
can't believe it either.
Hey, let me ask you something, Donald. Do you ever secretly tune in QVC and watch Ivana sell that jewelry?
You know, I did actually last week.
The Home Shopping Channel. Did you tune in?
I did last week, and I watched her for about a minute and a half.
And what happened? You threw up?
No.
Come on, man.
You know,
Isn't it kind of tacky? It is kind of tacky.
Somebody else would have said, let's forget it, take the money. She took money, and she still continues to work, okay?
Right, but
most people would have taken the money and not worked.
And gone home, yeah.
So you have to, to me, I respect that quality. Hey,
But it is a little tacky.
I'd say, well...
And what about her advice? She has an advice column in the Globe.
Now, she can't give it
That
away.
one is tacky.
She couldn't...
I think it's okay if you can sell something on Home Shopping or whatever, but the Globe and the advice column,
That's a
I
little
think she
tacky.
could have done without that.
Yeah, you're not kidding. As a matter of fact, she couldn't hold on to a great guy like you So what kind of advice is she going to give me?
Well, I wasn't that easy, though, Howard.
Oh, come on.
It wasn't a picnic.
Come
what
on.
kind of advice she didn't have a picnic.
Oh, yes, she
Although
did.
she had an economic picnic.
That's right.
But not, in every other way, I'd say probably not the greatest. Too nice.
You know, and she is selling everything. I tuned in the other night. I didn't even tell Robin this. I don't know if you saw it. She was selling a hologram of Donald on the toilet.
Oh, no.
I swear to you.
I'm not
You can have it in 3D in your house.
Hey, by the way, I didn't say this, but please give my love to Marla.
I will.
Who has gotten better looking with marriage.
Well, that's good. That's good.
And,
that's a good sign, because it can go the other way also.
You know what I love best about Marla? You know what I love best about Marla?
Tell me.
And this is not lewd. No accent. I love it, because that can make you bonkers after a while. True?
That can, especially when they're asking for money.
That can get you. Where is my money, the Donald? You know,
whenever I do hear that accent, I do laugh.
You know what it was? When Donald was on the ski slopes and he first met Ivana, that was downright attractive. It was cute. It was different. He brought her home to the family. Ooh, she's so European. What a novelty. And then all of a sudden, a couple of years later, when it becomes, where is my money?
The Donald?
Where is my money? It's not so cute anymore.
You understand life.
Oh, I know it. And let me tell you something. I would love to know the volumes you took up with your new prenup. I mean, this is a smart man. This is
it's long,
very
the
complex.
transcript longer than the Watergate hearing.
Well, it's complex.
But I'll tell you something.
Hopefully not too complex.
That Ivana changed with marriage, and that's why Donald is not at fault in that divorce. I've always said it.
You have been
Very rarely do you say that.
I rarely say that. I usually blame the man, but...
when the world was against me and said what a horrible guy I was, Howard was right out there. In fact, I did that crazy program where you had me with everybody.
You're damn right.
That was one of the wild... You know, you go on live television, Robin, you're supposed to be a little bit nervous. This is the first time I've ever, done something totally live where I'm absolutely laughing so hard you couldn't respond to
I put you at ease.
He hit me with every woman in the world.
Is that right?
I was
sure did.
with women that I never even heard of before.
No, yeah, sure.
And they all look good.
Well, listen.
They all look good.
You're a man who's been through a lot. I think a lot of guys can relate to what your situation was in marriage. No, I think so.
Wait a minute. How can you relate?
I'll tell you how I related. Because the very thing...
Everyone. Donald lives a different life.
Let me tell you something, Robin. He's rich. Some people are poor. Some people are middle income. I'm not talking about the wealth. I'm talking about the marriage. And what this whole concept of what was cute when you first meet a girl usually becomes the one thing that irritates you most. One day, the accent is cute, and the next day you're married to Dracula's sister.
Oh.
It works that way. And the guys know what I'm talking about.
You know...
One day you have a boner.
Robin, the guy has like an insight on life that's scary.
One day you have a boner, and the next day you're calling immigration. You know what I'm saying? Am I right? Am I right, Mr. Trump?
Howard, you're right.
He knows. He knows.
I agree. 100%.
Donald Trump is doing something good. He is the Grand Marshal of the nation's parade. It is the closing ceremony of the 4-year-long program honoring the 50th anniversary of the end of World War II, where all vets will be honored. This Saturday, there will be a parade. Come out and honor the vets. And you know I would be there if I wasn't going to that indoor pool this weekend.
Yes, but your shrapnel wound is acting up.
Yes, it is. But I served, so I have a right. But now, actually, go over. Congratulations.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
You know, it's going to be a beautiful day, and they deserve it. They deserve it more than I do, Howard, I can tell you that.
I might rollerblade through the parade.
Hey, you know what? You should, though, Robin.
Why don't you go on
horseback? There.
Why don't you put your...
why don't you get the guy that you stood up? Get him and bring him along.
Let me tell you something, Donald. Robin has been rollerblading and horseback riding, been doing a very vigorous routine. And she is thinking of actually putting the horse on rollerblades and rollerblading into the parade.
But, you know, Robin, the horses are too dangerous. I see too many problems. I have all my friends. They're up in Bedford. They ride horses.
Yeah. Right.
They fall on their ass. They're all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, look at poor Christopher Reeve.
Right. The horse has no... Well, poor Christopher. I mean, that's
exactly.
But the horse has no clue.
By the way, I want to say something nice about Donald that nobody knows. When Christopher Reeve was injured on that horse, Donald went over to the hospital, was one of the first people who went in there and donated a tremendous amount of medical equipment to Christopher Reeve's recovery.
You know that for a fact.
Oh, I do. How's that, buddy?
Well, that's pretty nice, Howard.
That's your payback for giving me the back cover of my book.
I'm thinking about that. Hey, did that photographer ever try and hold you up for money?
Not at all.
Okay.
You must have put the fear of God into
I
him.
put it in.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Donald Trump, and good luck.
You have a good time, Howard. Good luck with the book. And Robin, let me know how you like the guy.
All right.
I'm really curious.
And congratulations on being the Grand Marshal of the nation.
Thank you, Howard. And I'll see you soon. Say hello to the family.
I certainly will. Thank you. And say hello to your multiple families.
Say hello to all your families.
All your families. He's got a whole situation going on.
Well, he can afford it, though. See, there's a guy who can afford multiple families. A lot of guys think they can have multiple families. They can't afford multiple families.
Yeah, these guys all get married, have tons of kids, and have more marriages and kids, and they think they're Donald Trump.
Right, and then they look around. They're always wondering why they're driving a Volkswagen.
That's right.
They're not Donald Trump.
Very few people know this, but Donald Trump has just put all new ramps for the handicapped at Trump Plaza. Or what do we call that? Taj Mahal.
Taj Mahal?
That's right.
He didn't do that before? I think that was built in when the place went up.
Who this?
Milk crate marauder.
You held on to those documents when you knew the federal government was seeking them and then had given you a subpoena to return them.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Can I talk?
Yeah, what's
you
the
mind?
answer?
Do you mind?
I would like for you to answer the question.
Okay, it's very simple to answer.
That's why I asked it.
It's very simple to... You're a nasty person, I'll tell you.
Can you answer why you held on to the documents?
I was negotiating and we were talking to Nara.
Don't act like you don't know what this is, bitch. The milkman and I have too many hoes to entertain. You know the Cash.App, you know the Venmo, PayPal, and all that. I don't give a fuck if you send us a bag of nickels. Just send that shit.
Amen to that shit.